Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. I had to come on here this afternoon just to do a very brief, short broadcast following yesterday's broadcast, to which I promised I was going to continue, but I couldn't, and which turns out to be actually a good thing that I did not continue. There was a bit of controversy in respect to the statement made by the sitting president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to which I did apologize for, and that apology stands as it is, on reserve an apology. However, I went back to watch the video again I just wanted to satisfy my conscience and to get the facts straight, and for the integrity of this channel. Like I often said, no one is above accountability, myself inclusive, including even the owner of this. So I watched the video again, and I gained a different perspective from the video, which I am going to play and speak briefly about it. And it highlights the topic or the comment made by Chioma Ebere yesterday. A very powerful comment that she made yesterday. That was why the topic is Nigerians' prayer point to God is what the government have already done. I also listened to shows 50 seconds speech, and I clearly see where he's coming from, and we may not agree with him, but he sure do have a point in that. And if we continue this way, as one who, particularly those who are gaslighting certain issues, then we will, I don't know where we will end up in the next 4 to 8 years. It's going to be very challenging. So I'm going to play the video again for the benefit of those to get a better understanding of what actually wants to weigh in on. Also, the decision not to tolerate comments that promote ethnic device or divisiveness in ethnicity or religion. That stands. I mean, that will be enforced, because when I watched the video again, and I said that definitely will be enforced, and I hope moderators, all moderators respectfully will do the same, because by gaslighting issues, by promoting ethnicity in the different, not to use it for peace and unity, what we are doing or unknowingly doing is what is highlighted on the screen. We are betraying the innocent blood without even knowing that. So I hope we will get to know this now. Thank you. I'll play the video, then I'll come back again.
Ọlọ́run ló ní kí ìgbà yìí ṣojú yín. Ó tún délẹ̀ nísìnyí o. Àṣẹ o. Láti ìgbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí AD, AC, ACN, agbedori APC, oògùn ẹ̀fọ́rí. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? A fẹ́ ṣe é gbà yẹn. This is me telling you between my life and God Almighty. Buhari ní kí n wá ṣe igbákejì o. Ó nítorí àkọ́kọ́ tó ń jáde, ó ń gbé fún ọ̀kadìgbò, flamboyant, fàájì loving, Catholic, pé wọn ò dìbò fóun. Ẹ̀ǹkejì, ó ń gbé fún another Igbo, Umesioke, tó jẹ́ speaker, wọ́n gbà lọ́wọ́ òun. Wọn ò dìbò fóun. Ó ní òun rí i pé tóun bá lọ mú Pope wá láti Rome, wọn ò ní dìbò fóun. But ìwọ Bọ́lá Tinubu, ó ní gómìnà 6, ó tí ì lose election rí. Gbogbo nǹkan tàdé ń wò ní statistics ńgbà yẹn, ó fífọ̀ wá. Ó ní ká kó dìjọ rọrùn. Ó ní àti ìdí ibẹ̀ yẹn kó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ ká tó ẹgbẹ́ yìí tán. Ìgbà tá a tó tán, tá a mú àwọn PDP wọlé, Sàràkí rí i pé àwọn PDP ò ní rí nǹkan kan tí Buhari bá jẹ́ president, èmi náà Muslim, tí n bá jẹ́ vice president, òun ò lè rí senate president ò tún lè jẹ́ Muslim. Mo ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí campaign madaru ni ẹ wá, mo léèyàn tó jẹ́ Christian, màá mú un lẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ yóò gbọ́dọ̀ fọ́, ààrẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́. Bí n ṣe mú ẹni tó jọmọ yín sílẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ó tọrọ ọbẹ̀ lẹ́gbọ́n yẹn. Orúkọ 3 náà ní kí n mú wá. Orúkọ Yẹmí Kàdóso wà number 1. Orúkọ Wálé Ẹdùn wà number 2. Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò ó wà number 3. Mo wá ní ẹni kí n mú orúkọ 3 wá. Tí n bá mú 3 wá, mo ṣílẹ̀kùn fólè nìyẹn. Ẹ lè fi 4 kún, kẹ́ wá mú 4 yẹn. Ẹyọ kan ni máa fún yín, ẹyọ kan, torí èmi ni fẹ́ sọ̀rẹ́ndà right mi fún yín. Àwọn ulamas tó ń jẹ́ ògbóǹtagì àáfàá Mùsùlùmí, wọ́n wá bá mi. Aago 2:00 sí 3:00. A ti parí ọ̀rọ̀ láti dá wọn lóhùn pé ok, a ní ẹyọ kan sẹ́. Buhari fúnra rẹ̀ dẹ̀ fẹsẹ̀ rìn wá, olódà òun gbà kí n fẹ́ ẹyọ kan lẹ̀, bí n ṣe forúkọ Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò sílẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ó tọrọ ọbẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹ tí gbọ́ lẹ́nu mi rí láti ibì kankan, ibi ní ti kọ́ máa sọ yẹn. Ìpè kó má dàrú, kó má bàjẹ́, orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ká tiẹ̀ lè débẹ̀ ká gòkè díẹ̀. Ìjọ ta ti ń bàbọ̀. Torí bẹ́ẹ̀ ń ṣe nísìnyí aṣọ dára wà. Mo kàn ní ó tásìkò ọ̀rọ̀ ojú orí kọ́ tó bá jẹ́ tìwé ni mo kàwé o. tó bá dẹ̀ jọ́rọ̀ àgbà ni èmi lẹ́gbọ̀n wọn dẹ̀ bí mi ń bèjì tí wọ́n máa ní ìkan ṣáájú gbẹ̀gbọ́n. mo kàn ní ó tásìkò ọ̀rọ̀ ojú orí kọ́ tó bá jẹ́ tìwé ni mo kàwé o. tó bá dẹ̀ jọ́rọ̀ àgbà ni èmi lẹ́gbọ̀n wọn dẹ̀ bí mi ń bèjì tí wọ́n máa ní ìkan ṣáájú gbẹ̀gbọ́n. àpèmọ́ra ẹni dẹ̀ni lágbé tèmi dire mo ti ń sìn yín bọ̀ ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ kìíní wá èmi ló kàn. èmi ló kàn. ìgbà tó ń yọ ẹgbà ti Àtíkù nínú ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ tó bá sọjọ́ fẹ́ nà pa ọ̀dọ̀ mi ló sá wá èmi ló kàn. mo filẹ̀ fún ó yọ akéèti Nuhu Ribadu ọ̀rọ̀ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n orí ni kíní Nuhu nìṣó mo gbé Nuhu Ribadu síta. ọdún ó ti lé lọ́dún mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n sí tí mo ti ń sìn wọ́n bọ̀. eléyìí tó jókòó lẹ́yìn mi Dàpọ̀ ṣó wàá lè sọ pé òun lè di ìdádì gọ́fúnà tí ó bá ṣe mí. àbádìjọ wà ń stadium gan ni gbogbo pósẹ̀ wọn yàtọ̀ ó ní àṣẹ ẹgbẹ́ gan wọn ò fẹ́ gbé fún ẹ lọ wo fídíò ẹ̀ mi tí mo gbé lẹ́yìn rẹ̀. ẹ̀mí àágùn tó bá fẹ́ bọ́ Ọlọ́run nípò ẹ̀ á mọ̀ pé òun ò lè di gọ́fìnà láì ṣe iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run àtèmi. ọ̀gáre ó ṣe ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. kò ní ìdí ká kọrin Ògúndé Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀bẹ̀ di bọ́ọ̀lù fàyàráyé ó gbá wọn sísàlẹ̀ ó gbá wọn sódò ọ̀rọ̀ orin kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀tọ́ ni ó tásìkò náà tá a máa gbà á ọmọ tó mówó wálé ni bàbá àti ìyá ẹ̀ máa yan rìn agbára yìí kò ń ṣe fún Òkè Ọya nìkan tí ò bá sí àwa èmi tí ń dúró wájú yìí tí ń lérí ogun tí ní òkè Buhari nìṣó ká máa bá lọ. Kò lè di president ó ṣe kìíní olùlẹ̀ ó ṣe kejì olùlẹ̀ ó ṣe kẹta olùlẹ̀ ó tiẹ̀ sunkún lórí tẹlifíṣàn pé láyé òun ò tún rán mọ́ mo dẹ̀ lọ bá ń Kaduna wà rán ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kún kọ́ lélẹ̀ àdúró tiẹ̀ wàá dẹ̀ wọlé nǹkan kan ní pé o ò ní fọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ṣeré ó dẹ̀ gbà àtijọ́ tó yẹ ti débẹ̀ mi ò gba mínísítà mi ò gba contract mi ì tọrọ ọbẹ̀ mi ì tọrọ gàrí mi ì tọrọ fúra lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ mi ì dẹ̀ yàwó ń bẹ̀ ó wá ní lọ́tẹ̀ yìí o Yorùbá ló kàn. Tá a bá dẹ̀ sa Yorùbá náà èmi ló kàn. Èmi ọmọ Tèmídire àpèmọ́ra ẹni dẹ̀ni ẹ̀yin tẹ̀dẹ̀ ń wọ plane tẹ́ bá wà nù aeroplane wọ́n ní tí oxygen bá fail tí face mask bá yọ bó o tiẹ̀ gbọ́mọ ẹ dání sí ẹsẹ̀ má má fi kíní yẹn sẹ́nu ẹ̀ náà wàá kọ́ fi sójú ara ẹ tó bá kọ́ fi sí ẹnu ẹ. Tó bá change tó bá protect rẹ ní kó tó protect ọmọ tó gbé dání àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ eléyìí tí mo protect àwọn ọmọ tí mo gbé dání tó èmi náà fẹ́ ṣe president. Mi ò fẹ́ kán pa mí mọ́tàn. Mo ti adopt gbogbo nǹkan tí everything said by Kazeem Shettima. It is very true. And the helicopter only after 6. 6:30 wọ́n á rọ agbẹ́wàdé Ìkẹjà a máa tún padà lọ láti Ìkẹjà lọ sí Àbújá. Ẹni tí wọ́n á bẹ̀yìn fún kò ju pé etí yín ò ní gbọ́yìn kùn inú yín ò ní bàjẹ́ ẹ̀mí ni kẹ́ ẹ dúró tì ẹ̀yin delegate tó wà ń bí Ọlọ́run ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ yín delegate o.
Well, like I said, I had to watch the video over again, and I came to the conclusion. For those of you who are deep thinkers and who can read outside the box or think outside the box and read in between the lines, it's not about ethnicity. It's not about tribe. But what you heard, I implore you to go back and watch it again. is what we call absolutely wickedness. And for those gaslighting, what we don't know is we are what? Betraying the blood of what? Of the unborn ones. They do not care one single bit about the citizens, the ordinary man. He mentioned several names from different tribes. So that is the reason why I came up here this afternoon. And for those who have turned everything to prayer point in Nigeria, as Chioma rightly said, but I asked myself, is it a case that announcement should be made that all the pastors should be brought out and be stoned because they contribute to what? To betraying the innocent blood? If your ethnicity, your religion, your belief is not used to foster unity, to better the life of your neighbor, my ethnicity, my religion, my belief is as useless as any other thing. So it's not about it. You can see the arrogancy there, even embarrassing the governor of that state. How has the Yoruba Locon benefited, help people from poverty, provide job? So it's not about Yorubas. It's not about Igbos. That is what you are seeing there is pure wickedness that has been calculated, orchestrated from only God knows how long. But like I said yesterday, it's entirely up to you and I to change this. Go back and listen to it again. Then we will know that indeed it is not about it. And those of you coming on this platform to use your ethnicity and religion to create a divide, you are not different from them. Even if you are a moderator, you are not different. It's hard for people as at today, even in general hospital, to pay for medical bills. I mean, I took up what Ovie said yesterday. Ovie, it seems your connection is you're trying to get in, but get your connection right so that you come in quickly, please. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. Thank you for those of you who are in the comment section. Chioma, comfortable electricity. Hear it now. No, somebody said, sorry about that. Spirit of confession entered Tinubu. Of course, that is just pure confession. And yet our legislators will sit down there that performs oversight. I don't encourage people cursing, and I will never encourage it, even though at times I am tempted to, but it does not work. It doesn't take anybody anywhere. But I understand what Show said that he will never pray for Nigeria. I get where it's coming from. I understand when people curse, when Mama H.O. calls this and that. Now I understand. Not that I support cursing, and I will never support cursing. They don't care about you, and they will never care about us. And if we allow this to continue for the next 4 years, into the next 8 years, we will regret it. If all we do is to say we want to pray, we want to go for online this thing, online prayer, like Ovie said, the pastors should stand or take their platform and start to talk to their people, to their followers, that things cannot continue like this. They come to this part of the world, they enjoy the electricity, they go on trains. When Tinubu said 6:30 p.m. helicopter don't fly in Nigeria again, do you know the reason why? It's because of lack of electricity, because helicopter flies anytime. I have boarded helicopter before. Aeroplane flies 24/7 only because of electricity. Airports don't function in Nigeria 24/7. And those of us who are gaslighting this thing in the comment section, in our private rooms, everywhere we go, what you are doing is you are betraying the innocent blood. Their blood is in your hands. It's the truth, hard truth. Whether there's something fundamentally wrong with Black people or not, I don't know. But it's not about tribe or by religion. If I cannot use my ethnicity, then to better my fellow human being, if I cannot use my religion to better my fellow human being, then it's as useless as the word useless itself. Like I said, I listened to it again. I apologize to Fad, which stays same way. But I had to go listen to it again, and it beats me. It beats my imagination. And I asked yesterday, which tribe buy petrol for 200 naira? Which ethnicity, which religion buy fuel for 200 naira? So it's not about it. It has never been about it. Even the Bible says that the heart of man is wicked. It didn't say the heart of a Yoruba man or of an Igbo man or an Hausa man. So it's not about it. But let's keep on praying. Let's see if it's going to work. So I'm a preacher. I read the Bible. And nobody will come on this platform and come and tell me rubbish about what is not contained in the scripture. So, until we get our act together and start to do what needs to be done and start to act, acknowledge ownership of the problem and act accordingly. In the next 4 years, bag of rice will be 200,000 naira. Because they have no good intention for the citizens. They have no good intention for what? For you and I. If we don't do anything about it, too bad. Too what? Too bad. Like I said, I just came to clear the air. Well, this comment was what caused controversy yesterday. I am not a supporter about, but listen to him very. He did not say, look, he said PMB will not play with Yorubasa. He did say it at the end of the video. I didn't play the video to the end. Like I said, I listened to it due to the controversy. Apology was offered. At the end of the video, he did say it. Ovi, I finished my monologue, so if you want to come in, please. My monologue is done before I bring the show to an end. Someone here said Tinubu is purely Yoruba president, not Nigerian president. No, he's not even the president of the Yoruba because every one of us are feeling the pain. So if I'm your president based on ethnicity, then I shouldn't feel the pain. Ovia, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
I think I allow you give your monologue first. Oh, clear the air. You know, I actually, if now might listen to that speech, you know, clearly after other than the first time where this thing come out. Ah man, I have so many take on that from different view. Yeah, right. Where do I start from? Because I don't know. I think I can argue for it that I think it's one of the best campaign speech of I don't know, but I think I don't know, but it's a great job. But let me say this fourth republic. Make I know to go to wide over it. But I said that too because there's so much that speech contained, and if you want to even see first from a educational point of view, right? Because that speech is speech that is what's playing in a communication class, history class, leadership class, marketing class, so many ways that you can play that video and you will have a lot to say for it positively if you, as I said, if you want to use it to teach. First, I would say just let's take the whole setting into context now, the environment, the place into context before we even begin to go into the details of the things I'm talking about. Let's look about the symbolism of your place. If you look at the background of where he's standing, there are two logos there other than the party logo. There's Oduduwa. I think it's Oduduwa, right? The Yoruba, I don't know if it's Oduduwa clearly, but the Yoruba nation symbol was right there too. That says a lot. Because you are saying something about Mama Echo. Let's go back to Mama Echo for instance. Mama Echo, if you see this, shout out. Mama Echo always, I mean, she nobody say I don't the phrase are not originally asked, but she make it famous in a way, shine light on her about the oppressed and the oppressor, right? Which I always say the ruling class. Again, we should also understand that he's speaking to a specific group of people. Right? It's not talking to us. Because not all those names we mention, all of us cannot relate to. Is that right? So it's not speaking to us. It's speaking to those group, the class that he belongs to. So you have to see from that perspective too. And those people understand what that symbol means, the Yoruba nation. And again, you have to also draw the parallel to our brothers and sisters from the East. Now, the same fight. If one mind they hear me, one man went to me, they hear me. The phrase "on our politics" was actually better from his platform. About how many years? 4 years ago, when he's always on Nnamdi Kanu side, right? He's on that section. Always call them the Eastern Quarters. Always hammering on that. At the time Nnamdi Kanu was on here, is that at the peak of Nnamdi Kanu. And when I appear on that platform, I say, "Oh, this now on our politics. It's all about power. They are looking for power." Right? So everybody have his way of displaying or going after that power. And again, that way, if there's anything we should take away from that, is how to plan, right? We'll come back to the detail of the speech. So the same thing that our brother from East are looking for is also power. Either want to, because if you say they want to go to so that they can be in total control of their space. All about control, it's all about power. But how you go about it is what differ. And that's what that symbol of that Oduduwa represents. It's telling you that, come on, I have what it takes to actually lead this my people. They are right behind me. We're there. Then the language that he uses is also a symbol. Because if we pay attention to our political space, because I will say come back to our reality and how would they deceive ourselves. When Buhari announced the Yemi as his running mate, now BBC House ain't go through where I'm. You understand? Symbol. And again, that's another criticism of me of the Obi space. Obi for declaring now our turn. Heaven no go fall. I will not be their turn. I was don't do Yoruba now our turn. Heaven will not fall. But they try to guide him to avoid, say, okay, make them no pinch and say, Igbo presidency. How can you avoid that? Let them be their focus. Let it be their problem. That's another thing you need to apply Tinubu for. You remember how that Emilio could generate attention. Take us away from anything. We begin debate them. So planning, as a man, that speech is very important in so many ways. There's so many things you can read to it. It was will become at us in a button. Now only noise we will make, we will only criticize them, which we are still doing. People they still try as much as they can. Say na Igbo presidency, na Christian movement and all that kind of crap. They will. So give it to them and the platter will go for free. That's what, again, you have to see take away from that speech. So the language, if you now go, then where for make that speech, it's also very important. Again, I always talk about competition. And the competition to what? To become literally God. But that's the reality we are denying ourselves. And that's why I say there's nothing wrong in that speech. If you want to see it from say, oh, it's being tribal, it's being religious, then you are, according to the Gen Z, being the Lulu of our reality. This is where we are as a nation. If you can ignore it, you understand. So we are all hoping and wishing for the best. But this is where we are. You understand? This is where we are. Whether we like it or not, we have to acknowledge it. Then we find a way to get out of it. And trust me, I can debate anybody. We have not divided it anyway. Anyway, either by religion or by... We are not divided. There's no local government in Nigeria out of the 477 that you will not find, that we only find one tribe or even one religion. None. Even as we the alarm say, oh, everywhere they burn. None. I challenge anybody. Obi was not scared in going any part of Nigeria. Neither the Konkoso during the campaign period. Neither the Bola Tinubu. Neither the Atiku Abubakar. They were crisscrossing every nook and cranny of Nigeria. Campaigning. Nobody say, this region, no, make I no go there. Now lie. So how are we divided? We live happily. If me and you jam for streets, regardless of our belief, whatever, the least that will come to our mind, how we'll begin to sort ourselves. We'll go first of all find what we have in common. You drink beer, we'll go find one place drink now. That is who we are across the length and breadth of Nigeria. But the elite, the only way they can keep taking advantage of us is to make us believe that we are fighting along this line. Not lie. If you go OB business board, all the business practice, you go see Muslim there, you go see other tribes there. The same with Tinubu. All of them up to today. So where are we divided? Go Gaza, where it is the apple now. That's the vision right there. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow. Doesn't matter both day and night. That's the vision. Are we that divided? But they make us believe. All our businesses is nationwide. I never see any business that is restricted. Even the beer where they destroy for Kanu. Now only Kanu. But if you enter all those palaces, you go see beer drink. So we dey deceive ourselves. So if you want to analyze that speech for what it is, not what it should be, not what we want, for what it is. Now the reality be that nobody understands the situation of the country more than that man. That's why I give history. I take come. I don't take arrive like that. I don't take arrive at some certain decision. That is also for us to take in and educate ourselves. That this thing, na bargaining, na turn by turn. That's exactly what the man was telling you. That was those details of mentioning name. He carried this, work upon this, were you consulted? So when they thought say presidency has nothing to do with the poor, people no go understand what I thought. Were any of our name mentioned when they consult you now? No, this one no go work. No, this one go work. I take this one. I said no, now only one name I go give. So that speech is reflects where we are as a country. And 100 years from now, we will look back to that speech and understand 2023. Those are going to be our reflection. For all understand what happened in 2023, you have to go back to Bola Tinubu's speech because he speaks to the reality of that of today. You don't go anywhere else, but that speech speaks to the reality of today. Why and how we are where we are today. So that's why I say, look at it from that angle. Forget say, we are tribal. No. That's my crap.
No. It's clear that it's not a tribe or something. No. It's very clear. It has nothing to do with tribe or religion or whatever, as people have portrayed. As I said, it is just they don't give a toss about the citizens. They bargain on the life of the citizens. Whether the citizen eat, whether it's better for them, whether it's not better for them, they don't give a toss about it. They negotiate at the expense of the citizens. And I said it before, and again, I'm going to repeat. Even if P2B had 200 million votes and Bola Tinubu has 1 vote, he will still be installed as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria because the deal has already been struck. It's a deal.
The deal not between them. That's what we are saying. Obi understand. The day where Obi will tell his story, right? When he go write his own biography, he go write in book. I hope he does before he leave this world, right? You go see how the people who that make 1 or 2 decisions that are about him being picked. You say go hear them. This one don't be saying that's how this decision, because you also need to understand electricity, right? Me and you, right? I don't know how much you invest for Nigeria, right? But me and you, like I said, the only thing we can brag about for us is we are citizens of Nigeria, right? But they are also individuals. Other than the fact that they are citizens of Nigeria, they also have billions of dollars, right? Do you think those? Okay, you are okay. You now you want $1 billion. Me now one kind of guy we just did the same village. You go there, allow me to make decision where say it go affect every of your investment within there. That's not exactly. So all these big men, they're going to wait, they think for me, they wait for us to make decision on how to protect their property and their investment. You can say, it's not about property. Well, try go near them. You go see the kind of machine gun. Then you go you understand how that property mean more than anything that to them than your life. Because that's what you need to understand. Their lifestyle comes first than your life. You now only your life will they cry for. So if we see it from that angle, you now understand that we are fighting from a very weak point. We are fighting from the top with they say who president. No. Let's conquer our immediate environment first. Because now turn by turn within themselves. Because if you look, as I said, the man, it take him time. See, and this one will come, okay, I go give him time, I go support him. But he says something too. Now, only the northern hands, in a way, put on there because Lubado come to her in support him, Atiku come to her in support him. Now, that phrase is not necessarily talking to all Nigerians. They talk to those people, the power block in the north.
Sorry for interjecting. And these people are not Yorubas. Atiku is not Yoruba. These are somebody's Ola. You're trying to join. I don't know if you're joining from Nigeria. If you're joining from Nigeria, exception will be made. But if not, you will have to turn on your camera. So it just indicates where you are joining from. If you're joining from Nigeria, I will make that exception because of the network issues and there. So, but if you're joining, if you are in the Western world where we don't pray for electricity and we don't pray for data, and Ovie never prayed for electricity once before, or pray for data or whatever it is. So you have to turn on your camera, please. Ovie, sorry I interjected you. Go ahead.
So we will need to see something from the practical point of view, not what is necessary on the book or what we want it. What we want it to be is what we have to work towards to. But you cannot ignore how things is done now. This now money. He said it's not anywhere in the world. I don't go lie you. Even the country where the power is being tossed between north and south. It's just that it going beyond the pettiness. Now is at the highest level where we say that corporation they run things. But we need to understand that to come. This is our reality first. And me and you are not doing enough to make sure we kill this phase of our nationhood as fast as we can before the next generation. Because where we are going, we are still going to pass the same shenanigan of system of running things to them. Because we are still denying us, we are still denying the reality. We still believe say everything now by God, now by prayer. No, but I will tell you how he arrived at that phrase, Emilokon. He did not just say, you can disagree with him, just like everybody, but he's telling you.
No, he didn't just say it. It's careful, orchestrated. It's something he worked for. He has installed everybody. I mean, look at the way he was talking about the governor sitting behind him or to be governor. In my opinion, he just humiliated the guy beyond any other thing.
To you, na humiliation. You understand? But the man when you they look for power, he don't get the power now. Now you they face na humiliation. Only concern them. These guys they say they be causes by brothers. Now for you to they worry about boy, if they tell you how it happened, and the man he was there, they tell out to his face. You understand? So as I said, he is not talking to us. You can say in humiliation, you can feel how you want to feel. Again, it is not about your feeling, it's about necessarily how they see things. I'm not saying it's the best thing, but this is where we are. And the fact that we are not acknowledging it, we are deceiving ourselves. We will make sure it doesn't continue. So if we want the nation or one we want, we have to fight for it, we have to work for it. Because as far as these people are concerned, Nigeria is working great. Nigeria, they make sense to every one of them because they are making hell of money, they are controlling power without necessarily working so much for it.
Thank you, Ovie. Mr. Ola, where are you joining us from, please? Come again?
Nigeria.
Okay, are you joining us from Nigeria, Mr. Ola?
Yes.
Can you allow him to answer himself? Mr. Ola, where are you joining us from?
Nigeria.
Okay, all right. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay. My brother, these things, I've been listening to the other man. The truth of the matter is, not be Tinubu time, this thing they destroy. Before Tinubu, this one not just now yesterday, this country they don't hijack am. Not be Tinubu. Tinubu just follow the system, but not be him. Now, that time of the Obasanjo time, That time, that it started during the military time when Abu Salam came to power. They favored the team, make it favor them. Now that time elite they hijack the system. You understand me? Not be Tinubu. My brother, not be system you meet, you go work with. Now Tinubu create the system, but Tinubu just follow the system. All this so-called this Abu Salam, what you say they did? When they come up for power, what did they carry? Not be all your West. Dajuma. Not be all your West, all of they carry. When they come on, when they hand over to Obasanjo. Obasanjo win the election. You don't win now. But they just can give out to them. You understand me? So this country, no only God go fit save am. You know how this country go be later part. I don't know how old you be. Oh. I don't know if you remember 1982, 81, when government not fit pay salary, when they broke, they so still money still. They come broke. The country come broke. During Shagarita, they tell you so. When even the people go, they hide money for on top of water tanker. As the thief reached that time. Will they go towards that system? We not look, Nigerian system of democracy are fake.
Ola, make I ask you a question. May I ask you a question, Ola?
Yes.
So, see, you greasing the system don't fail, and you are giving details of how it fails with examples, right? How people they steal money from 82 and all that. All those are facts, non-facts. So you give details of how we arrive at where we are today. But now, to talk of solution, you say no, now only God go fit save us.
No, the solution,
yes.
See where the Nigeria, see where the OT for destroy. You see, when military they rule, those days, you see, the Obasanjo takes time dismantle that country in a way that the country, you don't even know where to start. We don't even go get foundation. The foundation of the country, now, first of all, student union government. What did they do? They create university, private university for everywhere. That we don't even get even student union government, even student union to protest about who they protest against Abacha. Not be students. Say Abacha, as wicked as Abacha, who they front line? How should we take come? Not be student. But what did Obasanjo do? First of all, Obasanjo dismantle, first of all, he weakened the army. He the fear say they go overthrow him. You understand me? Then what they call do, he creates all kind of funny type of private universities that we don't even know where to go to. So when they talk about president now, we'll go back far when that they create that so-called fake democracy. Now that you go back to when did Tinubu meet, he just follow the process. But he no be now what he say for grant, he just they follow. All of them when they call it that I'm a Democrat, None of them be Democrat. Powerful military men came, powerful civilian men come with big pocket, big bag. Then you expect say you get democracy. Only way it happen be say they go mismanage the economy of that country because all of the day greedy to carry money. Buhari government won't just come out. What happen to the thing? Tinubu not meet. He not both talk say he not meet money because the power where put out there, they see they there. If he say he not meet money or this will carry money, they go try to come out for power. I swear to God, if Tinubu just say now say, hey, Buhari people steal money, Hausa man, they will gather the truck. The mafias who put out there, they go try to come out for power. You understand me? The whole thing is say now for people, Nigerian citizens to understand. Not be say, yeah, I'm hungry. Everywhere, everybody is hungry. Everybody do this one. Nigerian man, they always complain, but he no one sacrifice himself for the freedom. You know what?
Thank you, Mr. Ola. That's what we've been trying to say. That it's up to the citizens, you and I. Mr. Murray, are you driving? If you're driving, you have to pull aside. The policy is you cannot be driving, and so could you confirm?
I'm good. I'm not driving. I just pull over right now.
Can it be your car is still moving, Mr. Murray? All right,
No,
thank
it's
you
not
very
moving.
much.
It's not moving. It's not moving.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to my brother over here. And the guys that just spoke. This is the problem we have. We cannot wait for God to do for us what He has given us ability and strength to do for ourselves. Only God can. You see, I was just listening to that Mr. Ola. I know where he's coming from. It's not Tinubu. Some people will start blaming. See, where do we end this blame game? Tomorrow, some people will still blame colonial masters for laying a bad foundation. From 1960 till now, what have we done? See, we're not the only country that was colonized in the world, right? So others have moved on from their colonial masters to where they are today. America was colonized, right? So they are not blaming their colonial masters anymore. So some people will blame Obasanjo, some people will blame Buhari, some people will blame Abdul Salam, some people will blame Gowon. Some people will even go as far as blaming colonial masters for laying a bad foundation. I'm not saying they are not right. You know, they make it sense. What we are doing to ourselves, what Nigerian politicians are doing to Nigerians, is worse than what colonial masters did to us. So when do we end this blame game? My brother, we are not serious. If we are serious as a people, my brother made allusion to what really prompted me to come into the show was what my brother of you said earlier, that we are fighting from a weak point. That is a defeatist statement. No people, no nation that come together collectively for a common goal can be so weak that they will be fighting from a weak point. No man, no institution is stronger than the people. The people belongs to the people. Just that the people don't know what they have. They don't know what they have. I'll give you an example. The answers that lasted for less than a week. The strong men in Nigeria, they jetted out of Nigeria. They thought it was all over. And something greater than answers will come again. Another person was saying, Tinubu met this. He doesn't want to. Tinubu told you not to blame him. That he wanted a job. That he doesn't want to give excuses. He knew the situation, knew the precarious situation of the economy before he came in. So we're not trying to make excuses for Tinubu. He met empty this, he met empty that. It's empty and flimsy excuses. Enough of these excuses. The people will wake up one day to say enough of this nonsense. These people are not as strong as you think. See, I've been involved since I was 17 years old. They are not as strong as you think they are. Any little thing, they are scared. They are scared of the people. That is why they do everything humanly possible to divide the people. They don't come through religion. They will come through ethnicity. They don't come through ethnicity. They will plant money among people, to cause confusion among the people. When the people start arguing, those that are suffering from the hands of oppressors, they will start fighting themselves. The oppressors will be happy. That is what they want. I'll give you another example of what happened in Lagos. For the first time, the people were able to galvanize themselves. You could see a Tinubu losing Lagos. If you see that in a dream, you think it's not real, right? It happened. He was losing Lagos. What did they do? They turned it to Igbo for Yoruba. Those are the little things they use. And people were busy fighting themselves. Some Igbos were saying Yorubas are their enemy. Yorubas were saying Igbos are their enemy. And the common enemy was busy smiling at the corner. But we come together as a people to say, we demand, what actually belongs to us. The few politicians, making us, miserable, they are not as strong. The people, part of the people, I always say, is stronger than those in power. They don't have anything. They are not supermen. Oshomole coming to Edo State. If I tell you what we did for Oshomole, see, we were tired of PDP. They will tell you go to Blessing. They will beat you if you enter the meeting, you will try to dare them. They will beat you. They will tell you nothing will happen. You will contest the election. You will win. They will allow you to go anywhere. You will be celebrating on the street. They will be swearing in their people. But when Oshomole came on board, we thought we had a voice in Oshomole. At least a voice that could be on the side of the people. Where is Oshomole today? Where is Oshomole today? He's telling you today, if you join APC, your sins are forgiven. We have to come together as a people to say, this is what we want. If the people come together to speak in one voice, these people will run. They are not strong. They are not supermen. This is my humble submission. Thank you very much. They are fighting for, people can never be fighting from a weak point. What is making us weak? Because we are not able to come together.
Let me
Thank you.
clarify that.
Okay, let me give you an opportunity to clarify. Hold on 1 second. Mr. Mori said, this is what we said yesterday, Ovie, that it's up to the people to acknowledge ownership and act accordingly. It's up to us. And is it true they are not as strong or as powerful as we think, or they've made us to think that they are, and that is just the truth. They cannot be more powerful than the people. That's just the truth. Ovie, I'll give you an opportunity to clarify your comments, please. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, when I say we are fighting from a weak point, I was specific about the presidency. We don't have what it takes to produce who become the president. We don't have it. We don't have the money. We are not even organized. And that is where their power comes from. Keep deceiving yourself that they are not powerful. They are not powerful because you are assessing them individually. They don't fight individually when it comes to how to hold on to power. It's collective. They might disguise to be competing among themselves. But either way, you will still run at a loss because you don't have the money and you don't have the organizing skill to actually get to power yet. So that's why I say we are fighting. If we are fighting to say that, oh, we are going to produce who becomes the president, we are fighting from a weak point. Today, is okay, let's agree the voice of the people is with Obi. Even if Obi become president, that is not even your wish. They present that to you to run after. So we don't have what. So when I say we are fighting from a weak point, we are fighting from a weak point when it comes to who becomes the president. What is our contribution? The noise we they make? That's not about who produced the president. That's what I mean. Now, where and what is the opposite of that? We should fight from the grassroots. That's why I say our immediate environment. That's what we can control. Because in a way, they don't really care about that yet. Because the presidency is about the big business guys. That's what the presidency is about. It's not about you. That's why when Tunanja is constantly pointing about security, a lot of people will not understand because our leaders don't care about security. They are good. Their house is safe. Their businesses is well secured. They don't worry about you. You can shout all you want. They choose somebody who can maintain their lifestyle. And who can maintain their lifestyle, the requirement doesn't necessarily to be how educated you are, how Christian you are, how a Muslim you are, how if you are not a forger or you are a forger, Do you have the ability to protect my interest, to protect my interest, to keep me richer, to maintain my lifestyle? If you can do that, you can prove it. That's who they want. We are looking for the most qualified, the most well-spoken, the most well-dressed. How does that transfer to our own life? So even if at the end of the day, they make us our own candidate win, at the end of the day, it's still their win. And I will give you examples. The same thing with that Arab revolution. When the people finally get the presidency, what happened? They don't take out from them again. So all the revolution, all the people's movements that actually make difference in their life in their society. Let's look at America, for instance. What led to the Civil War of 1963? What led to that? It's still the struggle between power between the North and the South. Not necessarily about the people, but the only time the people actually revolt, make a difference, was during the Civil War, the Civil Rights Movement. They did not go for who becomes the president. They don't care. Even if you produce the president, they'll still kill him anyway. The Kennedy can testify to that. Right? But they went for some basic local laws that affect them personally, immediately first. And they succeed, and that changed the game forever. And that is why I said that's what we should be going for. How do we make sure we rescue our local government autonomy from the state government first? How do we make sure we rescue the state from the federal government first? Again, the Civil War of 1963 is about state autonomy, right? The South say, well, if we must actually go with the whole nation, we don't want somebody to be dictating on how to run our life from Washington, D.C. That's where revolution looked to, not necessarily who become your president. Forget about becoming your president. Only there for 4 years and it's gone. If they don't like us, if you play against their interests, it's gone. So when I say we are fighting from a weak point, I'm speaking on the fact that Our fight is not who becomes the president. Our fight should be the laws that actually even allowed to us, given to us by the Constitution. How do we make sure we are in control of that? Example, the governors came out last week and opposed what is in the Constitution. I think it's section 121 that says that every state legislature should have financial autonomy, including their salary. But guess what? The governors say no. They say they no want. I think there are about 3 states now they do them. Those are the things we should focus on and fight. When we have in control of that, trust me, we are moving forward gradually. Because again, if you don't agree with Bola Tinubu, the only way constitution we can take him out is via your senator. Are you in control of your senators? No. So we have to wait for election. The election, before election
thank you for that.
Before election come, the party system and then get down. They will give us who to run for. So we are fighting for a weak point from that perspective.
All right, thank you. The grassroots is very important, and it brings us again, like we highlighted the section in the Constitution, and where the people have the power is Section 68 and Section 110, which are, Mr. Murray, you've been in politics longer than me, and the people have power, but we are not using our power the way we should use it. And that is why we have to go down to the grassroots. There's a lot of suggestions were made yesterday, which I'm working on. We have to stop blaming, like you rightly said, Mr. Murray. Every one of us, we have to end this blame game. This blame game has to end, because if it doesn't end, we'll be running in circle. The floor is yours, Mr. Murray.
Yeah, thank you very much once again. I want to give a vivid practical example. We were attending the ACC, one school at Irua, Edo State. We were in the boarding house. The principal, I want to tell you what brought me into activism. What made me believe in the power of the people, what people can do when they come together. So he was a prince from the area. His name is Osobase. I'm mentioning it because people could be watching. We don't just talk because we're talking sake. He's from his son of the soil, a prince, and this. They have a way of, they have this backup. When you belong to Boni, Amok, or something, they feel they are able. Nobody can move them. So, sorry, I had an comment on. So I attended ACC. At a point, this man felt he could treat us the way he wanted, the way he liked. So the kitchen, he was even dating the kitchen lady, the lady that was in charge of the kitchen. So if meal were given, watering meal, their condition, our welfare was in shambles. We were kids, we were young kids, man. Nobody could thought of what we even did. But we had a lecturer that came, just a government lecturer, a government teacher. Within 2 months, our minds were transformed. We were rejuvenated. The giants in us were waking up. As little kids, as young as we were. Secondary school, you know how young we were then. So we were beginning to see that we have some rights. That this man coming to tell us, I'm a son of the soil. Nothing can happen. Go to your parents, go to your state government. Nobody can change me. When I discovered that the people we have as students collectively is far more than the priesthood of this man. The son, son of the soil, Amok or Boni or whatever he belongs to, could not hold us. What did we do? Those that, we had some brilliant students then. If I look at our students these days, I'm ashamed of the kind of people we call students these days. Secondary school, we're able to come together. We're able to, organize ourselves. Even those he least expected would join that group. The best students, the best among the best. He was close to most of their parents. They didn't mind what their parents would say. I can mention them, like the last of Frankie Wagwe. Brilliant students, scholars. We came together. We put something together. When we marched from Irua to Ekpoma. People that are listening to me will know the distance. As little kids, we were forced to join that group. We dare not go home. Whether you were weak or not, everybody now got the strength to move, to march, to walk from Irua to Ekpoma. We got to the ministry. When we wrote what we were able to put together as little kids then, the commission, everybody was struck like, who Who could have done this on this case? They could not believe we could do that. Do you know that little movement, that little effort we made, did not only remove Oso Bassey from Irua, he got him into a bigger trouble. So, I'm a priest, I'm this, I'm that. You cannot move me, nobody can do me anything. The typist of the school then, he was even using the typist as his vice principal. He didn't have any regard for the vice principal. So he felt he could do everything, just the way the Emilicos are maltreating Nigerians today. Everybody that calls for fees, I'm in charge, nothing can happen. Nothing can happen. We have to stop this mentality. We have power that we have not been able to utilize. We did not only remove that principal, he got into a bigger trouble. I think he lost his job. At the end of the day, I'm not sure the man is still alive today. As little kids we could achieve that. Just imagine what we could do, even at the level of a nationhood. Citizens of a country as big as Nigeria, the division is the problem. He almost came back to the same point that we are not able to organize ourselves. If we get organized, no man, not even Abacha, see, talking to you here, sir, I'm not just talking because of, when we started that riot at SEC, secondary school level, they brought police. The police thought they could just take us and, go free. At this level of secondary school, we could overcome tear gas. We could wrap tear gas with our handkerchief, wrap with kerosene, cover with our nose and others. We could record tear gas to policemen. At the end of the day, one policeman lost his life in the course of that little riot. We did not stop there. We moved to Ekpoma to let them know our grievances. And they saw resist with us. This is my submission here. No individual, no Superman can be stronger than the power of the people. Abacha was not willing to, Abibu was not willing to go. He had an arrangement. Abibu was ready to transform himself from military to Agbada president. Then what did they do? The people we were restless. We were restless. If you hear of the first day we started the riot at Irua, we succeeded. But instead of moving to Oromi, wanted to touch Ikomu then, I'm mentioning it so that I'm not just talking. Wanted to touch Ikomu at Irua, touch Aneni at Oromi, touch Ikimi at Igwebe. If you know that area very well, you will know what I'm talking about. When we got to Irua, the protest got hijacked by community members and people that were greedy. They started stealing. We could not continue. The following day, we got organized again to start from Uromi to let them know that enough of this nonsense. We didn't know they deployed. There was a military deployment. Abacha boys from Abuja. They killed us like ants. But then the killing did not stop us. Most of us were arrested. We're talking to Oko prisons. We're talking to Zone 5. We were not moved. As young as we were, this was my my first year in the university. Because of the orientation I got from my secondary school. Fear was not in my mind. Fear was not in my dictionary. I was ready to die. Although my mother was paying the price of dying gradually. I didn't care. We still have to die someday. We have to wake up. Even when we don't want to die, we are dying already. You know how many people die on Nigerian roads every day? You know how many people die every day from hunger? You know how many people die of suicide every day? You know how many people die in the hospital for lack of paracetamol in our hospitals? You know how many people cannot afford a square meal every day? We are dying already. So what is the fear about that we cannot come together? I tell the people, enough is enough. No power can be greater than the power of the people. This is my submission. I'm angry. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mori. Mr. Blackstone, before I come to you, we all have agreed that it's all about the people, which was covered yesterday's program, and I am also working towards that as well to come up with something. Probably will drag Rudolph into a meeting at some certain point in this and that. So, we all, whatever our submission is all about us. It's just all about us, not about any other person again. And truth be told, Ovie, if the people come together, the people are powerful. We start from the grassroots, and this is what we discussed and agreed yesterday. And I really have not slept much because I'm also working on something. Mr. Blackstone, the floor is yours, please. Thank you for joining. You are muted, Mr. Blackstone.
Now God say, now my turn to respond.
Yeah, good afternoon or good day to wherever you are, depending on your location. Galvi, how you doing? Mr. Mori,
They fine, thank you.
It's electricity long time. Alpha, thank God say you give us light. So yes, my assumption is that I concur with Mori actually, and the power is in the hand of the people, not the politicians actually, right? And we can see from other countries who have really gone through this type of revolution, right? Where their country were going down, the people woke up and everything. Even last week I can say was when in Taiwan in Thailand, I think so, when the Chinese government were trying to bring out some laws against the democratic processes in Thailand, when the people wake up, they were in street for more than 1 month, demonstrating. Yeah, sometimes I do make reference to NSACs because at that time, at that period, I was in Nigeria, and it was really tough at that time. But yeah, one thing is this, that Nigerians are they are very much afraid. That's one thing. They are very much afraid, And once there is fear in the heart of the people, in the mind of the people, they can't sustain a lasting demonstration. That is why, because like I say, okay, when the military may attack the demonstrators at that toll gate, right, and the next day more people comes out, see 1 million, 2 million people coming out to support. I think the military they will be confused. They will have no power to go back and then carry out against shooting other people, because it comes to a point that when the people overpower the people in arms, those people in arms will also be afraid, right? Let's come to an example. When we are fighting, going through the law, going to Chicago, going to get Tinubu, to put that Tinubu certificate was forged, and we know that it was imposed on Nigerians, right? At that time was supposed to be the time Nigerians who have gone to the street. We have take the action to go to the street and demand for their right. They're not demanding now that Tinubu or Obi is one or Article 1. They are demanding that the process was not constitutional, and that INEC betrayed the Nigerian people, do not obey what they promise, do not go along, do not go follow the regulation, the electoral law they themselves were preaching to the people. That would have been a perfect time for Nigerians to go into the street. And if, for example, I just say one thing: if about 3 million Nigerians gather in Abuja to demonstrate, Abuja will be shut down. Nothing will go on. Nigerians will be afraid. The government will be afraid, and we stand and persist. Nigerians will be afraid. I can still remember when they did during the time of Jonathan, when Jonathan wanted to remove the petroleum subsidy, oil subsidy, in when they have a Nigerian occupy Nigeria. I was at that also in Nigeria at that time also. I know what Nigerian felt, what it was, the impact it has on the Nigerian government. So the truth is that in order to change Nigeria or any country that is going against the will of the people, it is the people that have to take it back. It's not the politicians. The politicians are just there to make money. Anywhere in the world, the politicians have their own ball game. They have their own interest. And their interest is personal. They may say, oh, I have the country interest in mind. I want to do something for the country. I want to change this. But at the end of the day, what is their major interest? Their major interest is themselves, not the poor people, not the citizens, not to develop the people, not to develop the country. So at the end of the day, it is the people that still has the power to take back their country, to bring that required change. It is the people, and the people has the power. If we can be able to organize ourselves, can be able to stand in unity, can be able to say, they were saying 1 million people, what is 1 million people, man? When you have millions of people in the street, shut down the states, at least for 1 to 3 weeks. Nigeria will come down. The government will go down. If 1 to 2 million people face a stand at Aso Rock, Tinubu will be afraid to come out. I tell you, they will be afraid. How many people are guarding Aso Rock? How many people are guarding Aso Rock that the citizens cannot overcome? How many people will they kill? But because we love life, we love to enjoy. Nobody want to die, and also everybody love life. Everybody, that is true. Everybody want to love life. But at the end, if we persist, we can overcome the evil rulers of that nation, and we can begin to build a new nation. And no nation succeed without the shedding of blood. No nation succeed, no nation change without revolution, without people standing up for their right, for what is good. The few evil ones will always come out to power with their money, with their strength, their influence to attack the nation. But the few good ones who they can able to come together in one accord and go out and stand firm. The few ones who think they have power, they will crumble. And I think we can do that. It is time we should gather ourselves together, work at strategies, what we can do, and that then we can be able to say we want to do this. Not by talking. We have talked too much, actually. That's what I said. We have talked too much. Talking do not bring action. Talking without action is just like a fire that is being blown by the wind. The wind just blows it away to quench it. That's what talking is all about. So Nigerians will talk a lot, but we don't put action into it. We don't put action into it. So let us change that. Let us change that narrative. Let us actually be serious with ourselves. And when we are serious, we can be able to take back our nation. These few people who are called themselves the owner of Nigeria, they will become the beggars of Nigerians.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blackstone. Before I bring this broadcast to an end, Mr. Dark, I don't know where you're joining us from. If you're joining us from Nigeria, can you? I think the name is familiar. You're probably somewhere. So if you have to turn your, I'm gonna bring you up. I'll bring you to the platform, but you have to tell us where you're joining us from. Also, I want you to watch this space because I come on this space on a short notice. I also advise you watch yesterday's broadcast because we are working on something. I'm working on something, and we're done talking. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Even though we'll still come and be talking, but it's time for us to start to do something right now, and we're working on that. I'm working on that.
Wait, stop, Mr. So you wait now. You don't talk much. It's not a long session.
Wait, no, I want one parable. There's a saying in my language that what a man wants to do is in his heart. So when we talk too much, that means that what we are going to do will be exposed to the enemy. So,
Mr. Stone, I have to disagree with you that we expose things to the enemy. A lot of people say this. And those who say it just sit down and do nothing. I think that mentality, for me personally, I disagree with that mentality. Let me tell you why I disagree with that mentality. Even in churches, they say you don't tell your dreams, you don't share your dreams. Joseph was very blunt with his dream, and he was hated more, but that's not the reason why they hated it. So if we are not to say what we want to do what do we? Martin Luther King march openly, Mandela, they all march openly. So I don't understand why we keep saying, we should not say things out or not say. So what do we do? Where can we gather? Where are you? You based in there? I'm based everywhere. We are not based in the same place. So are you going to fly to meet me, or I'll fly come and meet you, or this and that? Let's be realistic. Let them know what we want to do. Let them know that the people are in pain. Let them know that these people are crying out.
No, this is what I mean by that is this, that when we are putting our plans into action, right, people will be seeing it, right? So like you said, we'll talk and talk and talk and talk, you understand me? But let's also now try to do less talking and do more planning.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Mr. Dak, let me see the message you sent. My network will go down if I'm on camera. Maybe I should just listen only you guys. I use Glow. Oh, if if you are joining from Nigeria, exception is often made for those joining from Nigeria. So you're confirming you're joining from Nigeria, so I'm going to give you that space because we understand that things are not that great in terms of network and data or electricity. So I brought you into the stage. The floor is yours. So please go ahead, Mr. Dak.
Good afternoon, Mr. Electricity. Ove, now we don't know.
Hello.
3 days.
God, when you go Nigeria?
I just traveled last week. I should be back by this weekend, by Sunday. I'll be back.
I expected your call. You let me down, but you speak. Don't worry.
Sorry, as I finished that thing, I just did travel up and down. But
All right, the floor is yours.
Time to set good evening, good afternoon, everyone. It's that Tinubu thing that brought me online. I watched it, and I hope we understand that context. We should be objective to understand that context. I don't think it's something we should gaslight. We do something in Nigeria. I've seen many Nigerians doing this thing, even the old and young, and I'm more disappointed in the old one, the elderly, who should who have gathered experience so much that it should take them to be sober in reflection. Like when you are reflecting on political things in Nigeria. Tinubu was in Ogun State for a reason. We should all know that context because we're all adults here. Tinubu went to Ogun specifically because of Osinbajo. The moment Osinbajo declared, Tinubu knew. Don't forget they all play politics, and that's why I love Ove, always saying on our politics. You see, they're all playing politics, and in everywhere in the world, even in the United Kingdom where I stay, there's politics there. You may want to ask me, why did they go for Richie Sunak? Why not other people? Is it that they don't have any other people there? It's all politics. And there is nowhere in the world where I see majority ruling. It's on few minority that will still rule. But they may be responsible with it when you have very strong opposition and watchdog on a particular government. So let me touch back on Tinubu. Now, the reason why Tinubu went there, we understood the context. Osinbajo started campaigning. And Tinubu knew quite all right that Osinbajo base is Ogun State. And Osinbajo base didn't only stop in Ogun. It extended to some part of Lagos, right? The academics, the elite in Lagos, and others. So he went there to demystify Osinbajo. In fact, before he went there was this rumor already in the Southwest on whether Tinubu actually wanted Osinbajo. And the rumor was that, oh no, Tinubu didn't even put Osinbajo there. Tinubu was the one who even went against Osinbajo. That was the rumor. There were two major newspapers in the Yoruba land, which they are printed in Yoruba language. If you don't understand Yoruba, you can't read them. Akede Agbaye and Alaroye. Those are the two newspapers that spread across the entire Southwest. And they spread those rumors on these two platforms. And Tinubu had to go to Ogun State to demystify that. And that was what brought all those revelations of this is the way I suggested your boy to Buhari, and this was what happened that led to that. Whoever don't follow politics who are probably emergency political analysts will not understand that this happens everywhere in the world. So don't think it's only in Nigeria where people strategize to win election. People strategize everywhere in the world to win election. So what Tinubu simply was doing there was strategizing on getting Osinbajo off board, and so that he will be able to be the major person, stable as far as Southwest is concerned, in order for him to win an election. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see anything wrong in that. If I don't see anything wrong in Wike demarketing his own person from his own region in order to emerge, if I don't see anything in Obi doing his own in his own space, if I don't see anything wrong with Atiku doing his own in his own space, I won't see anything wrong with Tinubu doing his own in his own space. That's all I need to say about that. Now, so I don't read ethnicity into it, and I don't think anybody should read ethnicity into that. Tinubu was speaking to the Odidua people, and Tinubu was speaking only to the Yoruba inner caucus of APC. Tinubu was not speaking to the entire Nigerians. So the fact that you find that video outside doesn't mean that you read ethnicity into it. That is one. Two, let me speak on this issue of we uniting together. Although I don't know what this program is about, but let me tell you my understanding. See, I've never seen any country in the world where Libya is a very good example for us. Oh, you occupy the street. Oh, you topple the government. Oh, you unseat the government. You unseat the government on constitutional law illegitimately. It's absolutism and anarchy you call for, because different things are happening and you can't even, it will even go out of your control. I did a little research on Libya and I realized that many people that sponsored or supported Libya's, which we call Libya revolution till today, that caused Libya revolution that supported, they were majorly from diaspora. They were in diaspora. They were sending many signals. Oh, Gaddafi, bad guy. Oh, Gaddafi, useless guy. Oh, blah, blah. They were strategizing until America bought into that dream of Libya revolution. But where is Libya today? Because of the fall of Gaddafi in Libya today, the entire Southwest, you have all the guys, the Islamic mafia from the Sahel, they've invaded our space. One of the reasons why you see Boko Haram blooming in that place, apart from the fact that the Nigerian government is not serious about Boko Haram, is because you dropped Gaddafi out of the way. And see what is happening, even in Libya. You can compare what is happening presently in Libya to the life they were living under Gaddafi. The life under Gaddafi, let me be clearer, was better than the life they are living now. And America has even let them alone. So my first message here is this. We don't unite to unseat a constitutional government, particularly in the most populated Black nation in the world. We'll put ourselves into trouble. Western world will not do anything about you. What am I calling for? I'm calling for us to invade the street for good governance. That's what we need now, good governance. But what is the problem I see with us, Nigerians? I see us, we believe so much in, we come here, we talk, we abuse, we castigate government, we gloat, we complain, we symbolize. But does anybody ever think about what the Constitution says about how you can hold the government responsible? Do we read our Electoral Act? Do we even know what is in our Constitution? Do you know within that Constitution, you have so many provisions that can put the governments on their toes in order to call for good governance? If you occupy the street today and you have a case in the law court that says that we need this particular policy to be brought down, we need this particular legislation to be repealed now, and we need this particular provision to be included in our Electoral Act now, and we are occupying the street until the National Assembly do that, until a judge make pronouncement, these are the things that I think will work in a third world country like ours, but not to unseat a constitutional government by occupying the space. That's all I just wish to say on that, and that is why I'm just.
Thank you very much. Before you go, I mean, the last point you made, which we've always been talking about, Section 68 and Section 110 of the Constitution, which is also, if you listen to this broadcast yesterday, it's about the people must acknowledge ownership and act accordingly. Also, you made a very, very valid point of us going to the grassroots and talking about this constitution and everything. And that is but putting things in context at this very moment. We've never been on the opposition side before, but I think we're going to be on the opposition side today. For Tinubu may not be speaking, according to you, to the general populace of Nigeria, but the Yoruba people. Okay. However, looking at things in Nigeria, as you are in Nigeria today, you will agree with me that things are not right for the people. Yes or no, sir?
Things have never been right for the people in Nigeria. And
Okay.
things is presently not right. You see,
things are presently not right. So
things are so bad. Transport system, taxi fares, to even take taxi, the amount you'll be paying, to even get it in the first instance, then the amount you'll be paying, even within Abuja alone. But let me tell you, I was in this same Abuja during Buhari time. Things were not right. So I'm not seeing heaven somewhere, then hell now. I'm seeing hell during, in fact, Jonathan time. I stayed in Abuja during Jonathan time too. I've seen hell, then hellfire, and hellfire. That's what I'm seeing presently.
All right. Thank you very much. Like we said, and your last point is it's many will not agree with, even on the comment section on your very first point, but your last point is a valid one, and that is what we are pushing for. Like I said in the yesterday, electoral reforms, amendment of constitution, and everything to. That is where the power of the citizens lie. I keep saying that, and I'll say that again, that yes, we need to stay organize ourselves in that area. It doesn't, what the last speaker did not discourage organizing ourselves and going by holding the government, but we have to do it, go after the, like Ovio was mentioning, section is it 120 or 112 of the constitution. And there are a lot of things that we can use, particularly on our senators, as far as I'm concerned. I've always said that that is where the seat of corruption is. And if we can get that place right, to a large extent, we will start to see change in the Nigerian space. So before I bring this platform to an end, I will give Ovie, Blackstone, and Mr. Dark. What's the time now? So we have 20 minutes to the end of the program. So I'm going to give each of you 6 or 7 minutes to give your closing argument. Thank you very much.
Hey, Mr. Dark, I think I disagree with you on the issue of unseating a government. If we all agree that the government is not representing our interests, well, there's nothing wrong with unseating him. There's nothing wrong with disrupting the system. But the question we should be asking that, is it going to be our favor in the long run or not? But we don't know until we try it, right? So it's not that we have the way the system and we construct and say it has to be good like that. No, where are we going? We are not going anywhere anyway. We're all in an adventure. Every one of us, we are in an adventure, heading nowhere. So I don't have to see anything wrong with unseating. If we have what it takes to unseat time, we'll run out of time. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm ready to get behind a movement that will run these our leaders out of town. Just like Bob Marley said, we got to run the borders out of town. I'm ready for that. So if this government here today, there's nothing wrong with that. We'll start another one. If we make it through, if we don't make it, those who make it, we'll start another one. Because the idea that when you said that, confidently say that things have never been better. Of course, that's why we elect Tinubu. If to say things better, maybe not be move for elect. If things better, say we'll not go over to do election. And the fact that things are not better, that's why we want somebody that will come and make it better, not somebody that will come and make it worse. So that excuse, we know by yes, we know that things are not better. That is why we conduct an election. And that is what they campaign on. He said it himself. They cry, they beg, they dance. They beg for this job to make things better. So to say things have never been better, it's a fact. We all know that one. So that's why we have a change of government. So the idea that I know better, and as far as I'm concerned, it's not just Tinubu government. APC government has failed. Now APC me go they shout. The idea that they want me to focus on the people in power at that point is ridiculous. Now APC be Buhari, now APC be Tinubu. The same thing we attack PDP and we kill them out of power. So yes, so if the government wanted to, they know and to move forward a brand new life. That's what the one that will better for all of us. Things are bad, are getting bad. And all I hear, my brother that spoke, that just left now, Morui and Stone and Mr. Stone are saying, I just say, if, when, able, if we organize, when we are able to organize that. And that's the problem. We deceive ourselves. Bola Tinubu did not say, if I win president, if I become a president. He said, this is my turn. And he took it. What do you mean? If then we know that we are competing at an advantage stage. If we all believe that we've not organized, how do we want to compete? So what advantage do we have? Money we don't get. The only thing that we have is the number. We cannot organize to put it together. We say we are fighting at the advantage point. How? I don't get it. So Mokuna begin to say if we not take any, if we only buy them more time. These guys don't say if. There's no if in Bola Tinubu's speech. And again, the idea, excuse me, they give of a school principal, and that's the problem. I was specific. I said the presidency, we are fighting at advantage at the presidential level. You're bringing secondary school principal, bringing local government chairman, bringing state chairman. I don't care about that. We don't give so much energy in that direction, like the way we give presidency. We will know that our impact no counts. That's what I'm saying. If we give the same energy to our local officials, we will get change that will empower us to actually fight at the presidential level. You don't even get land to stand, you don't even get food to chop for your house where you want. If they go, we want fight to the Abuja. That's insane. That's ridiculous to me.
Okay.
You can't even say this will be my local government councillor. That's the least of them all. You don't have power to control because you're local government councillor. But you all know who won't become your president because they say, that they deceive you. It's a game of majority. Yes, only those who are allowed to take part. That's why primary election is very important.
Ovio, give me 1 second first. Mr. Dark, there are a lot of concerns on this comments section that it is a legitimate concern.
I'm reading it, and I don't know why.
So, do you mind clarifying? Do you mind clarifying the name issue? Because I knew we had a discussion. We were trying to be fair to. I mean, I run a comment section only. I only just came in, so
let me start by saying, so if I use Ogbeni on one man platform and I go to electricity platform and I'm Obe, and I go to Dr. Damage's platform and I'm Dark, is there any law that
no, there's no law. People change their names. So that is, thanks for that clarification.
Okay, so that's the first point. Then this first point is this: if I travel to my home country, which I know many in the diaspora don't do, if I travel to my own country and I'm talking for my home country, is that a crime?
I don't know why we not worry, sir. When I don't allow.
No. Listen, Ovie, I'm the one that brought it up.
You know, you are the one anchoring this program. And
I'm the one.
You have decided to bring him up now, so let this stay. I don't know why
I don't expect you pay attention to some comments. You know, I don't have a platform I run anyway. I go to platform I join if it's something I wish I should contribute. But I just think in all platforms that I've been joining, they don't pay attention to all comments like this.
All right, it's not the case. It's the case that you and I have a relationship. That is why I brought it up. You agree with me on that?
Yes, but
I appreciate
your platform.
And I appreciate the clarification.
I go to all our politics. I use Dark on their platform, right?
Yeah.
So where is the disguise there? You see?
Oh, wow.
And that's my issue.
I know you are in Nigeria, so don't let us overflog this thing because I clearly know you are in Nigeria. So for those in the comment section, he has clarified himself. And truth be told, people change name from one platform to the other, so it's not an issue. Back to go ahead.
Okay, I think you give me 5 minutes to.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Obe, for disagreeing on.
I never finished now. Now our problem is that.
Mr. Dark, can you hold on a while? Let Ovie finish, please.
No, the problem here is that the guy don't talk. Let's focus on the point he make. Why are we concerned about who make the point?
Ovie,
that's our problem.
The floor is yours now.
So
do you mind?
That's what I'm saying. Not be saying him as a person, but he has already said something now. Let's focus on what he said. He made a point. You either disagree with what you done, then
disagreement is allowed.
Yeah. So now, and Omoyiri was always referring to Abacha. Who will take this one hand? I will take this one hand. That's our problem. These people don't fight alone. They don't fight alone. Even the presidency, it is not for one man to take. If you pay attention to that Bola Tinubu speech again, that's why I say that speech, it will stand the test of time and it can be done in anywhere and every angle. If you listen to it, before he say a miloko, our local, confess. So that's to tell you, even him too, he's not fighting alone, he's just an arrowhead. So that's our problem. Yes, we will come together. We will get our president. Then what? The president has over 100 people to work with him. 99% of them, go know personally. Who are going to denote those people should be where the concern is. So they don't fight alone. If you like, take Abacha hard. If you like, take that doesn't matter. It's a collective fund. That's where we are getting it wrong. And the simple the fact that if you are listening on your and again, that's why I attack the first guy. Say, okay, you can articulate the problem, but as far as I'm concerned, you fail to see the solution. Because he hit on how organized as a student union were very effective, which Pansat also supported it that those days are over. That's a solution right there. We are human beings. Think outside the box. If they truncated the avenue that you were using to organize before, which is the schools and all that, if they take them over, think outside the box. We have internet now, as electricity pointed out. But we always say, oh, secret. What secret? You are a loser already. You are fighting at the losing point. You ain't got no secret. That's why you were defeated. So the only avenue that you have control over is say, no, we don't want to, because you have no idea other than you complain. You go begin verse. Who cares about you? How you take verse? Nobody cares. These guys are serious. This is a serious business. Forget Arizona, it's a serious matter of life and death. Don't focus on fighting individually. It's an organized work. So if you are not organized, you are fighting at a disappointing point of view because you don't get back. You are not in control of violence in the first place. They have the monopoly of violence. So organize and go for small win until you get the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that when you are in control of the Senate, then you wait for whoever they bring as president, you wait. If you don't like, I will take them out. That's how you have, but before you get there, you have to be in control of your local government first. The law that were given to you freely by the Constitution has still been adjusted from you by your name, your immediate governor, the talk of a president. You understand? Then again, the same money you was talking about, we can do it if people come together. This past election, he is strongly behind Showore, which I totally respect. It's a take it back movement. He's totally against, he's not on the side of obedience. But then you begin to ask yourself, who are we fighting? Are we actually having the same problem that these people are our problem? If both of us are fighting from a loser point of the competition, but we cannot agree to fight the power. Would they say, oh no, oh, you corrupt. It doesn't matter if you are corrupt, because we are both losers. we are, so if he himself have that belief and mindset, how the heck do you think we can actually, how do you think they are fighting at the advantage point of view to beat these people? Where they don't split us. They are never split. Both the PDP and APC, they find a way to work together on the ground, or even openly. Wike is a classical example. I work for APC, go and kill yourself. But we can't do that. And we say we want to fight, we want to win. But again, we deceive ourselves when we are actually making that point, because we always forget to be that point, which is if. And I'm speaking to today. It's a decision, just like marriage. You don't marry because you are in love or you fell in love. You marry because you are taking a decision. This is it. This is how I'm doing it. And I'll keep using Tinubu as an example. He never said if I become president, when I become president. Now my time. And he went for it. So if we believe that, yes, we have had enough, it's just a decision. But we cannot make that decision because we ourselves would deceive ourselves. Because the Take It Back movement, who believe that the current system is not right for every Nigerian, and the same Obedient has the same belief, Konkosia has the same belief, then what the fuck is our problem? Excuse my Yoruba. Because
your Yoruba is forgiven.
It doesn't take hours for a Kanuri man to strike a deal with an Igbo politician. When he has to come and how to get to power. They know they fight. Easy. They feel ba. But because they have a goal. So if it's our goal is that the system is bad, why can't we work together? Both the Omoruyi and the Obedient. So let's come together and disagree with that. Government can be double at any freaking time. Then the consequences.
Thank you, Ovie. Thank you, Ovie. Yeah, let me say something here, okay? Where I may have to disagree with Mr. Dark is that fine. If we look at this speech very well, it may, even though you said he's speaking to, he's trying to speak into, was Oshibajo's too. But if you listen very well, none of the speech has no interest of the people. Like I said, I listened to it over and over and over again. It's about a done deal between themselves, not something that concerns us. You reference things happening in the UK, which I'm also based in. But at the end of the day, they still put the people in the forefront, no matter what. The concern is always the concern is always the people are always the concern. I mean, nobody claiming social welfare wake up one day and say they went to post office or they check their account and the money is not there. Even there, when they are trying to build this boat for migrant people, a lot of people kick against this and that. So at the end of the day, the welfare of the people is still in the forefront. But that has never been the case of whoever gets there, whoever has gotten there so far. And like you said also, things are not easy. Things are really not easy, and it's getting bad every day. So the solution is, like we said yesterday, which you also pointed out, is about going after the Electoral Act, amendment of the Constitution, and those are where we have power. And I've said this over time. The citizens are more powerful than these people, whether we like it or not. But we fail to take on our power and use it appropriately. But in the context of that video that brought me on air today is that they don't really care, regardless whether it's Tinubu, whether it has to do with you. He mentioned a lot of names. Buhari. It got nothing to do with religion or ethnicity, which I mentioned earlier. The heart of man is desperate, is wicked. I'm not quoting it right, and that is where I place my argument. But we have to do something, which we are doing. Whether we protest, I have to agree with Ovie. We cannot touch the executive. It's beyond us. It's the legislative arms, either in the states and in the federal, whichever way they are. That is where our power lies. You and I have discussed this issue over time, and you even educated me more on Section 60 and Section 110 of the Constitution, where our power lies. And that is what I will continue to push for, either in the form of protest or either in form of, as far as it's peaceful. I never will advocate for war. Mr. Blackstone, this floor is just before we go to Mr. Dark. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Mr. Electricity.
Wait, thank you, Electricity. Yeah, Ovie, I will disagree with you in some point. Tinubu, everything is by strategy. You can't just jump into a team and start doing it. I expect to be successful. There must be a strategy. When Tinubu joined with joined forces with Buhari to form APC, he has already had it behind his mind where he was going to. He was already high in the presidency. And first, he knew that at that time, if he has to come out, he will definitely lose. He has to push somebody forward, build up his PC. And he waited for years. And when he think it was right for him, with the power he has gathered, or influence he has gathered, or support he has gathered from both the south and the north, he came out and declared that it is my turn. And he gave reason for that. He said he put Buhari there, and so Buhari must have given that in return, support his bid to become the presidency. So he had a strategy, and at this years he waited, he was able to gather people together who buy into his ideology, with people to himself, with friends and everything, right? So he had a vision, he had a plan, he had a strategy, and that is how a man plans, how somebody plans to win. And so when we are talking about people coming together, you can't just jump into it, or else we fail. Or else we fail. If we are going to have any demonstration, any revolution, everything, and there's no proper strategy for it, I can tell you what made the NSAS issue fail, because there wasn't a proper strategy behind it. It wasn't a proper plan for it. People just came together from nowhere and gathered together and started demonstrating. That was why it failed. If it was a re-planned something, it would have sustained, or even after the attack by the military, it would have still continued, because there was no strategy. People just came together who felt that we have been abused by the police, by the DSS. They all come together and start doing, and those who have no job and nothing to do, they find the opportunity to come together and find themselves busy. So whatever the citizens, the people are going to do, there must be a strategy for you. There must be a well-organized group who will lead it, who will encourage the people, who will be able to put a plan in place that whatsoever happens, there will be a backup or an alternative plan. You should be able to encourage the people that whatever happens, you are there to support them. Like also referring to Mr. Dark, that you cannot overthrow government. Yes, you might not say you might say not to overthrow a government. When the government is illegitimate, does not go along with the rules laid down to elect a person like Nigeria now, that the judiciary, everybody's now become a political talks or political work tools. Look at what we are seeing in our court and everything. What do you expect? So if this trend continues, we are not going to have any genuine election again in Nigeria. So we are going to continue to be having an illegitimate election, person illegitimately elected. Even when we know the right person that won the election, they will tell you go to court, and the judiciary, the court will give the judgment in favor of who we know does not even win the election. So the Constitution is a piece of laws and regulations. And any law, any regulations is being made effective by the people that implements it. I always say one thing, that if the judiciary, the executive are corrupt in any nation, that country is dead. And that's what we are seeing in Nigeria. The parliamentarians make the law, the executive have to implement the law, and the judiciary have to interpret the law. So if the interpreter of the law and the people that have to execute the law are corrupt, what do we expect? We're not going to expect anything good. Since most of Tinubu now, we have seen the pains, we have seen the suffering of Nigeria. You're referring to the past presidency, the past time, Mr. Dark, that things were difficult. But we know things we had also at that time. Can you compare this time with that time? You cannot compare what is worst to what was a bit good. So let's not make that comparison. It is very wrong. Because Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are dying out of hunger. People cannot live the normal life they used to live. Buhari said one thing. He said, if I leave, you people will remember me. And this is true. People are really remembering him. Tinubu came with all the promises. Yeah, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. What is he not doing? He has unleashed pains, suffering on the people, and want to continue to clap for him, expecting, yes, it will be good tomorrow. It will be good tomorrow. How long will it take? And how many people will have to die out of hunger before things get improved? A government is elected, people in government to serve the people, to give good life to the people, not to bring hardship. Nigeria is not that so poor that we cannot provide for our citizens. It is all the policies. When you make wrong policy, you make the people to suffer. And before you can revert these things, it takes a long time. And what I'm saying, I'm not even willing to revert to do what will bring, at least reduce the hardship for the people. I'm not willing to do that. They said there's no more subsidy payment for oil, for petroleum products. But at the end of the day, we know that there are still subsidy, and the price of petrol have gone up. So what happened? Who is that taking the extra money? Where is it going to? They told the people that yes, when we remove subsidy, the money removed from subsidy will be used to do this, to do that. But now, where is the money? But they are still borrowing. This is how they lie to the citizen. This is how they lie to the people. You know, so a government that is built on lies, how can you expect to come out with something good? Have they come out to tell us this is the money we have saved from the oil subsidy? And where has it been invested? People are buying petroleum for almost 600 naira per liter. And before it was how much? 180, 200. Where's the difference? Where is the money from the difference? Where is it going to? Personal pockets. So let's be realistic with ourselves. These are a bunch of rulers, people in power who does not care about the citizens. They don't care a dead about the citizens. When criminals are in power, what do you expect? More criminals will come up. That is what it is today in Nigeria. So let's not begin to defend this or that. Let's not defend what is wrong. Let's be frank with ourselves. I believe you, Mr. Dak, you can bear with that. When you were in Nigeria before, things were a bit easier for you than what it is today. 1,000 euro dollar now is 1 million naira. So what are we talking about? And we are saying, yes, we cannot go to the street. We can remove a government. We can remove a government. We can remove them. We can change this thing. No matter what, we can change these things. When the citizens are active and we are strong, we know that we are strong, we are active, we are resolute to do what we want to do, they will be afraid. They see Nigerians are people who talk, who has no power. The citizens have no power. That's how they see us. If they see the citizens are people with power, who can stand up and do what they want to do, they will be afraid. They are not stronger, neither are they more powerful than the citizens. They are not. Let's be frank with ourselves. We can do something. We can do something. And that what we can do can start today. It has been a long time that we have been talking about this thing. Let's get into action. Let's get into action.
Thank you. Mr. Dak, before I yield the floor to you, I need to clarify something first. The policy in respect to camera, for those of you in the comment section, is that when somebody is joining us from Nigeria, we often give an exception. I will ask Rudolph, if he wants to change this, that if somebody is from Nigeria and even they should turn on their camera. I will clarify that from Rudolph again. And in the chat section, I asked, it's on record if he's joining from Nigeria, and he said he's joining from Nigeria. So I'm not in a position to say this person is telling me the truth or is telling me the lie. It's all going to be on our conscience. Before you yield the floor to you, I'm going to highlight the video again that I played this earlier this morning, and I want to state for the record, if we listen carefully to it, it may be for reason for Shibajo to stop him from becoming president or becoming a challenging him. But it was a careful, proud to him mentioning Oshibanjo. He highlighted a lot of names. His plan from time memorial to wanting to become the president, when he said it is how we assisted Buhari to get to where he is. And so this is a carefully planned. Am I going to fault him for it? No, because we're talking about making plans now to see how the country can get better. So, but the only, like I said to you, a lot of people don't agree with the first submission, the last submission. So I also don't agree with it because, like I said, I slept, I watched it. The bottom line is, whether it is carefully planned or not, they have no genuine concern, interest for the citizen, regardless. And I will appreciate when nobody gaslights that, because like I said, I was still talking to the general hospital this morning based on what we had yesterday. And I'm not hearing a good story. And it breaks my heart every time. And I'm telling you the truth. It breaks my heart every time.
Nothing's working in Nigeria. Nothing's working in Nigeria.
So before you weigh in, I would like you to weigh in, Mr. Daxton, Mr. Dak, on the topic first. Then you can give your closing argument, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, I didn't get that topic. On which topic, sorry?
The topic that says Nigerians' prayer point to God is what the government have already done. Are you coming in? I'll just come in. I'll let you in. I won't close without hearing your own submission. Nigerians' prayer point to God is what the government have already done for citizens in the Western world.
Okay, for me, I think if in Nigeria we are demanding what has been done for them in this Western world, what we need in Nigeria is to be demanding for good governance. And how do we demand for good governance? We have to get our citizens, our people, to be aware. Our level of awareness must be very high. Our people must understand what is the position of things now. So if you have the constitution that dictates what should happen in your space, and you don't know that constitution, or you don't know what it provides now, then how do you demand for good governance? That's the first thing I keep asking. And when people do come and say, oh, we have an illegitimate government in Nigeria, I beg to differ. In Nigeria, we have a legitimate government in accordance with our constitution. What does your constitution say? Your constitution have a body to conduct an election. Did the body conduct the election? Yes. Who did the constitution say they should declare the result? Did the person declare the result? Yes. What did your constitution say? After declaration of result, what should happen? You should go to court. Did you go to court? Yes. Did you win in the court? No. You lost in the election. Then what does your constitution say after that? You escalate it to the appellate court. You go to the Supreme Court. Then after that, what do? It ends there. You have a legitimate government. If you like, in your own private life, you may say, oh, you have illegitimate government. But as far as politics is concerned, as far as the country is concerned, as far as the laws of your countries are concerned, you have a legitimate government. You can stay in diaspora and be saying you don't have a legitimate government. You may call your family members, you may call your people and be telling them you don't have a legitimate government. But you have a legitimate government because the laws that runs your country recognize that government that you have. So if you continue crying that what you don't have is legitimate government, you will sit there, you will cry here to the next decade. What should you do? And for me, I said, we demand for good governance. How do we demand for good governance? Yes, part of it is protest. Part of it is to recall whoever you put in your legislation, in your National Assembly, Senate, and Rep. How do you recall them? Do you stay in diaspora and recalling? The answer is no. People like us traveled home. People like us push this thing further. You don't stay in diaspora and say you want to get things done in Nigeria. Yes, you can strategize from diaspora. You must have people in Nigeria. You must also go there to engage. That's what I keep telling the people I have around me here. You must engage. During election, I traveled to Nigeria to go and vote. Yes, I vote for Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I have no apology for that. Nobody can determine who I vote for. That is the democracy you are enjoying where you stay in diaspora. People vote for whoever they want to vote for. So you become an absolutist when you think your own choice is the right choice and other people's choice can become a wrong choice. Then you must vilify people for making their own choice. No, that is the beauty of democracy. So if you want to change things, Bola Ahmed Tinubu in that speech said he strategized right from 1999. He started strategizing. You may sit in the comfort of your home and and think, oh yeah, why will he strategize based on that? It is legitimate ambition. So if you have such ambition, also strategize. So if you have to strategize with people, maybe I don't know what exactly is the movement you're forming together. In fact, the reason why I even joined this program is because I saw your face there, I saw electricity there. Ordinarily, I hardly come to Dr. Damage's program because people come, we castigate, we summonize, they gaslight. There's a particular narrative there. If you don't follow that narrative, I've seen a lot of people being, talk upon down and things like that on the platform. So I didn't really come. But when I saw your face, I said, okay, maybe it's a different time for me to join. And my point will still go back to our constitution. Get yourself familiarized with that constitution. You don't need to be a lawyer. I'm a lawyer, but you don't need to be a lawyer. You will see one or two things that you see you can hold on to get things changed in Nigeria. But if you keep sitting in a place, you're grinning, you're laughing, you think nothing is going to work, nothing is going to change. Presently, I'm in Abuja, and I've seen things getting worse. But you ask me, in the Buhari time, was he also rosy? I'll tell you no. In Jonathan's time, I stayed in Abuja. If we don't stay there, wasn't this rosy too? So we've never had it well in Nigeria, and it's our legitimate demand to demand for good governance, to demand for good people to start leading us. And my point is, how do we demand for it? One of the ways to demand for it is protest. But what are we protesting about? We have to be strategic about it. If you are protesting, look at National Assembly, for instance. There are so many laws that are moribund in that place. There are so many laws that can change things. We can act in Nigeria and say free education should become a right in Nigeria. And based on that, we are on the street. And with that, we're not going to an assembly. You can get things like that done. But to say you want to unseat a constitutional government, we'll just be here harmonizing formality in eternity. I've never seen, I disagree again with Ove that I've never seen a country, and I use an instance of Libya. If you ask an instance, you should give me that instance of a country where citizens, and don't go to France, because I know Ove, will start telling me history of France now, like forefather will always do. Don't go to France, please. Don't go to France. Tell me history of a country where, they're unconstitutionally unseat a government there, and they find it well after. You always see anarchy trailing such a country. So that's just my point. Thank you.
We're gonna strike a deal here now, Mr. Dak. And the next weekend, I'm gonna put, because we'll be talking about the Constitution, which both of us align with. I'm gonna put about 20,000 naira Glow recharge card into your phone, so that you can come online and have your camera on, and we will now.
I'm his agent. I'm his manager. Send it through me. I'm his agent. Send it through
electricity. Don't bother yourself. I'll be back in UK next week.
Okay.
Dak, you should send it through your agent now. I'm your manager.
I've seen Passant from the comment.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that.
I don't bother about some folks anyway.
Okay, since you will be in the UK next week, I will see you over the weekend, because I will be in Scotland over the weekend. So I will definitely see you. So if the floor is yours, thank you. Welcome. Sorry, let me apologize. Sorry, I couldn't come back on yesterday. I was tired, and I just said okay, but it works well at the end of the day. The floor is yours. Thanks.
Dak, I will respond to you. I know the AFC won't come for me, so I'll join the two.
Oh boy. Good evening, everybody. I think it's good afternoon. Anyway, good morning here.
Where have you been in the first place?
Actually, Mr. Blackstone, to be honest with you, I've been here. I've been listening from behind, attacking OVA.
Not today. For all this while, I've not been seeing you.
Yeah, no, I don't come to the platform no more, because honestly speaking, like I said yesterday, I cleared electricity. There is no need to come up here and we sit down here every day and talk about the same thing, and nothing is going to change. I mean, it's just like, just tell me what has changed since last year we've been coming here every day on and on. So I just felt like I'd rather sit down, prop my feet, or watch television or do something else,
We are having strategies. Don't worry, we change. We are having strategy.
I don't know how that's gonna change. But anyway, Ovi, I'm after you. Watch out. Okay. You see, Nigeria matter don't tire me. When I say the country itself don't tire me, don't tire me. I wish Paul is here, and I keep saying it, and this is where I stand. You cannot govern a country of 200 million people and expect anything good out of it. It's very clear. I know electricity is gonna, I know you're gonna disagree with me, but that's the thing. For example, we talked about it yesterday. Election is gonna take place tomorrow, I think in Kogi, Imo State, and somewhere else. And somebody, I think that was talking about election democracy. Is that democracy? Is election free and fair in Nigeria? When you're gonna go to vote and you're gonna have like military and armed policemen all over the place in order for you to cast your vote. And you are telling me that is the beauty of democracy. I don't consider Nigeria a democratic nation. I'm sorry. That is my own view. We're talking about the election. Fine, we voted for Tinubu. Mind you, I never have anything about whoever that won this election. We still have a lot of people who are still lingering and questioning about this past election. Yes, the Supreme Court, they have spoken. We have to move forward. But there are still questions, lingering questions that have not been answered by our judiciary system. If you're telling me that you have a glitch in the system, it meaning that there is a problem. How did you come up with numbers that you declare that you used to declare somebody winner? That is where I have a problem. It doesn't matter who the president is. Anybody can be the president. And this is why we are where we are today. And this is why we are still talking about this election. And we will continue to talk about it until the next election. You can't tell me that the election, we have a glitch, but we have a result. How come? In a civilized country where I live, they have to redo the election. There will be a rerun. They will cancel the election. Why would it even take 4 days or 5 days for us to get result of election? It has never happened in a democratic country where I live. It's within 24 hours you get the result. Over here, you can bear me witness, at least as they're doing by 7 o'clock, the polls have closed. By 10 o'clock, you start getting results. In fact, some states, 11 o'clock, you get the result of who won the election. And somebody is saying here to justify after 4 or 5 days, I think 1 week or so, we are still talking about who won the election. And you're telling me that is the beauty of democracy. I disagree with you with all my heart. Who you voted for doesn't matter. I'm not a politician. I don't intend to be a politician. But let us tell ourselves the truth. Is Nigeria working? No. Is Nigeria going to work? No. Because it has never worked since 1960. And it's not going to work, whether we like it or not. Until we, the masses, decide to rise up against this government, against the leaders. I don't call them rulers, the so-called leaders. If not, we're going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I said it here yesterday. Every time they're talking about, oh, we're going to summit to go and attract investors. Excuse me. You don't need to attract investors in a country where things are working. You don't need to attract investors. Investors know where to invest their money. China don't need investors to come to their country. Americans, Britain, they don't need people. France, all these people, they don't need people to come and invest. People look for them. They don't have to look for people. If our government is working in a country where you don't even have simple infrastructure, electricity, I told you, if you remove good health, job, electricity, water, and 5 things I mentioned yesterday, that is why all of us are here in abroad. Remove all those stuff, all of us we pack and go. Why is it so difficult? Somebody posted on social media yesterday the $150 million Abacha looted money, that they should not give it to the government. They should invest it in infrastructure, use it to build road. The ones they collected, Buhari government collected, nobody can give account of that. The whole money gone and gone, squandered. Nobody's asking questions. And you're telling me that is the beauty of democracy, where there is no accountability? How is that beauty of democracy, if I may ask? A country where I cannot even proudly go home and go and vote without even worrying about my life. One of the military, somebody on the uniform somebody posted it on social media. Never you think about carrying the ballot boxes because you will go to the cemetery from there. I vote here and go to work. You can even request for absentee ballot and vote from home and go and put it in the mail. They pick it up. So there is no democracy in Nigeria. We are not a democratic nation, like it or hate it. Until we begin to tell ourselves the truth. Who you supported doesn't matter. Who the president is doesn't matter. But if you can tell me that me, a proud Igbo person, can come to Yoruba land and get a job in one of the local states, that can never happen. I can't go to Hausa state, Kanu, Kaduna, and get a job in the state parastatals. It's not possible. Why you keep lying to ourselves? And we keep saying one Nigeria. It is not possible, my dear. And likewise, a Yoruba man cannot come to Imo State or come to Enugu State or comes to Abia or Ebonyi or Anambra and get a job in the state house. It is gonna be impossible. So where is the one Nigeria, if I may ask? And this is a beauty of democracy. How is that a beauty of democracy? When we have the office of the First Lady that is not in the Constitution, we allocate $1.5 billion naira to buy a car, buy cars, fleet of cars, to do what? Joe Biden is the First Lady here. What happened to the other cars that were bought by the past administrator? What happened to that? A country you borrow money to go and buy cars for your senators. You telling me that's the beauty of democracy? How is that possible? Where do you have freedom in Nigeria? People are even afraid to speak. Some of the things I'm saying, I cannot stay in Nigeria and say because you'll be afraid. How is that a beauty of democracy? I can sit down here and call Joe Biden, call him names. Nobody's going to touch me. That is what beauty of democracy is all about. I can ask questions, but who are you going to ask? Let us get sense in Nigeria. There is nothing like election in Nigeria. It's selection. Nigeria is not a country. It's a company run by a group of people. So when people keep saying we have a nation, we don't. The corruption in the system is too much. I was listening to, there is this girl, I don't know how many of you follow it. She's from Swiss, but she's married to an Igbo man, Wanyocha. And every year, this girl, actually, they moved back to Nigeria in the village, Iswafia. And she said she went to renew her residency or whatever as a Nigerian, married to this man for 14 years and has been coming to Nigeria for 14 years. She said every time she goes there, they will ask her one thing or the other. But she said something. She said all they are asking, all they want me to do is to give them money. Every day she go there, they will ask her for one document or the other, asking her stupid question. Who wants citizenship to be a Nigerian? And people were like, Auntie, come and take our own. We don't even need the passport. Why are you stressing yourself? Stay there 10 years. Nobody's going to touch you. Can you imagine? And other bloggers were posting it and say, tag the Minister of, is it Interior? Somebody, tag him. Where's the democracy? The beauty of it in Nigeria? We keep making noise over and over again. Oh, please, let us all shut the F up.
We're getting there. We had this discussion yesterday, and there is no disagreement in terms of the state of the nation and how we need to fix it. And we will fix it. I don't want us to come to that point and we say we've come to that point of no return. Because the reason why we cannot afford to get to that point of no return in respect to the country is the country will still exist regardless of how we feel. And if we don't do something to fix it, it's going to go from generation to generation to generation to generation. And in the grave, we'll start blaming ourselves that, oh, I shouldn't have given up. And it's sad to know that I'm a social person, I can't get a job as a social person. That's what we're trying to fix. And I believe we will fix it as far as we are concerned. So
How?
somebody,
Electricity. How you
we
get
discussed this thing. We discussed this thing yesterday, and we reach an agreement in that regard that we will fix it. We will go down to the grassroots. That is where we will start from, and start to educate and re-educate ourselves. You're 100% right in the sense that things attract investors. Electricity attracts investors. Security attracts investors. I don't need to go and campaign for them to come. When they see these things in place, they will come. 100%. I mean, why do we, like you said, we left the shore of Nigeria, Africa, because we know that it's good on the other side. There's electricity. There's good education. There's good health care. Listen, let me say this. Let me say this. Okay, I didn't want to say it. When I was talking about General Hospital, actually, my son went to the General Hospital to get his eye tested. It can be frustrating to me at times, but I'm picking up lessons from it. Okay, for today, I spoke with the doctor, and based on what we discussed yesterday. Sorry, just give me 1 second. My camera is fluctuating. Let me quickly adjust, fix that for 1 second. So, and I got her number, so I'm going to have a chat with her on what we can do. These are things we in diaspora can start to do and bring that message of reforms, of electoral reforms, of constitutional amendment, and this is how we will change the system. And it's not going to happen in a day. Regardless of our disagreement, we have to have a consensus on the fact that we can't give up. We cannot give up. Please, Ife, I'm going to continue to appeal to you.
Can I ask you a question? When did
Go
we
ahead.
get independent?
Come again?
When did we get our independence?
If we all know that, I mean, 1960.
As of 1970 something, Dubai people, they were asking to borrow money from Nigeria. Right? Look at today. Okay. Look at Dubai today. They can even command rain, and it will happen. Sooner or later, we'll be asking visa. We'll be asking Rwanda, Tanzania, all these people visa to go to their country if care is not taken. So why do we have 1960 up to today is how many years? Nothing. Just tell me something that have changed. Nothing. So is it going to take like 100 years for us to fix one road, 200 years for us to fix another road, to get our healthcare in order? What's his name? The son of Adeleke, the governor of Osun State, I think Davido's cousin, came to this country, Atlanta here, at the hospital. I know the hospital. I had a knee surgery done, and people finished him on internet. I love my people. They gave it to him and his father. And you even have the guts to post it on social media. Eh? Are you kidding me? You have the guts. Your father, and somebody said your father cannot even build a hospital for you to have a surgery. You flew not less than 10 hours to come to Atlanta here to have a surgery done. I just feel sorry for the people back home that doesn't have nobody that will support them, that will help them. Most of them, like I said yesterday, are surviving based on the money we are sending to them. I don't understand. I just don't understand where our conscience is. Listen, if we have to borrow money to run Nigeria, that means it is time to shut it down. If we have to borrow money to pay civil servants, it's time to shut it down. Let it close. What are we producing apart from oil? Other countries, other developed countries are moving away from oil. That is the only thing we are selling to other people. We don't even have the refinery. I don't even understand it. Huh? And we keep talking. People are enabling them. Look at other countries that surround Nigeria. Look at them. I was talking to my friend. She's from Guinea. And she said, electricity is not even the problem. They have power. It's just for the leaders, to create jobs. I said, hey, our problem is not the leader. Our problem is that we don't have electricity. She said, in Nigeria. I said, no, we don't have electricity. I said, I just finished talking to mom, and she would tell you, we haven't had light since morning, so we have to power the generator at least for 4 hours so that everything in the freezer will not spoil. So they will power it for 4 hours and go to sleep. Hopefully in the morning they will bring the light. I said,
If you let me interject there. Like I said, we had a lengthy talk on this, and we want to move forward. And I strongly believe many Nigerians at home and abroad are feeling the same pain. And welcome, Mr. Black Hebrew. So, like we had a plan. There is a plan, and in the pipeline. I won't give up, and I will not dismiss anyone's state of mind in respect. We have to respect that because it's a reality. However, even in the face of this reality, we can still turn it around. I keep saying, and I said it yesterday, the people must acknowledge ownership of the problem and tackle and act accordingly. We must acknowledge ownership of this problem, in that we, the people, we failed, and we have to stop blaming ourselves or blaming others, I beg your pardon, and come out with a viable solution. The viable solution is there, Section 68110. I won't stop talking about it. Mr. Black Hebrew, I will give the floor to you. I will give the floor to you. Thank you very much for joining. You are mute. You have to unmute yourself, sir, please.
Oh, my bad. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure and it's a privilege.
We can't hear you, sir. Can you increase your volume, please?
Can you hear me better now?
No, this isn't.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello. Maybe you sign out and sign in back again.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sorry about that. Next broadcast, okay? Ify, you have to get the Nigerian constitution.
No, I don't have to.
Okay, please. Okay, let me rephrase. Please, can you get the Nigerian constitution?
No, I will not, and I cannot. Electricity. Period.
Okay. But you will join. You will join. No, we need. Listen, Ify, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with us. You live in the US, and okay, for example, look at the Roe v. Wade. I beg your pardon. That was overturned by the people did not sit down after the Supreme Court judgment. So what each state now are doing is trying to enshrine it into the constitution
of their own states.
Of their own. And Ohio is the last one I read was Ohio, and that is what we the people need to do. I also gave an instance of how a rep was recalled in the United Kingdom this year on COVID-related matter. It's not even money. So it is we the people. Let's forget blame. We need to come together as one, have one voice, and push this change. That is just, yes, from 1960s, things keep getting bad, bad and bad and worse and worse. Because we keep blaming each other. We keep blaming other people, I beg your pardon, and we are not accepting responsibility. We blame colonial master, we blame this, we blame that, we blame that. But we fail to blame ourselves, the people. So going forward, I will base it on assumption that we've taken responsibility, and there is a plan in the pipeline. Please, I won't dismiss anything, whether we agree or disagree on each other. But like I said, the point Dak made at his last argument, I told him, we talk on the phone privately. Most people will disagree, including myself, with his first argument in terms of Bola Tinubu's speech, this and that. But the last argument is the key point, which we also discussed here yesterday. And so we need to work on the grassroots, from the grassroots, electoral reform. Next election is coming. 25% is an issue. No, everybody's going to sit down.
But let me tell you something.
Was in the court, was an issue, and nobody's talking about it. We need to address that. Let me give Mr. Black Ibru. Let's see if his this thing is okay. Hello, sir. Can you speak up?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we'll manage it. It's not that loud, but we'll see. If
my bad. I left my headset at the office. That usually works a lot better. But that said, though, if you can hear me, very well, please just wave your hand, please. Okay. I've been following you for a while. I've been following a lot of Nigerian podcasters, especially from diaspora, and I've even seen a lot coming from home. And it's a pleasure to see that, to see the activism. And it's also a privilege for you to have me on your show. I seldom stand to speak because of my job and my personal involvement.
So it's very difficult to hear you. I'm straining very hard to hear you, and I believe the audience also.
All right. Okay. I'll do this another time.
All right. Thanks. Sorry about that. I think it's maybe easy. Sorry about that.
All right, boss. Thank you.
Ify, my role. Listen, did you copy my number yesterday? I think my number is okay. I put it in the private chat. Can you pick it up from the private chat? I sent it to Miss. Do you have it down now on the private chat?
No, it's not there.
Okay, let me repost it to you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about this privately. So
electricity. Let me tell you something.
Before you go, before you say anything, just confirm that you've seen it.
Yeah, let me add it on my. Let me add it right up.
Before, so that we don't lose it. You will talk. Dak, welcome back. So welcome back, Dak. So next time we're going to have Mr. Dak on this platform. He's going to have his camera on. He will be back to the UK. And he must have his camera on. So whether you're in Nigeria, I've told you I'm going to put 20,000. If you're in Nigeria, I'm going to put 20,000 naira Glow top up on your phone, and you are going to have your camera on just to. So that is it. So if you've had it, then you can go ahead and speak. Then Dak will speak. Mr. Blackstone, I don't know if you still want to speak. Then we'll bring the show to an end. But if you then, Mr. Dak.
Okay. Let me just.
No, it's not your floor yet, Mr. Okay. Dakstone.
Yeah.
If you go ahead, then, Mr. I round up what you're saying.
Electricity, I disagree with you.
All right, no problem. Disagreement is for our intellectuals. Go ahead.
When you're talking about UK, you are going far. Why are you comparing UK? You are going too far. You are talking about somebody that resigned, because of COVID-related something. People resign because of the statement. Just because of statement they made on television. The citizen will ask the person to resign. The election that took place in Kentucky, the reason why the 98.99 reason why the black guy lost is because of the way he handled the case of Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was a girl that was killed by the police officers with no search warrant. I think it was in the wrong house. Was with her boyfriend and the girl was killed. He drew a lot of attention. The person that handled the case ran for the office of governor, right? A lot of people voted based on that case. Being a black person, the case was not, he didn't handle the case very well. And he lost the election. This is the election that he could have easily won. But just because of one issue, he lost that election. When we're talking about democracy, again, I'm talking to that. Please, Nigeria is not a democracy. Stop deceiving yourselves. We cannot even conduct an election in Nigeria. Election doesn't take place.
You have the right of reply.
Yes, you have. If you let me ask you a question. If these things you've highlighted now, you want to see it in Nigeria, yes or no? You are muted, Ife. You are muted. You are muted, Ife.
Yes.
You want to see it in Nigeria. Good.
I want to see improvement. I want to see development in Nigeria. But it's not happening. If we keep on doing the same thing, why not try something else? Why not try regional? Listen, in the states, in this country here, every state, they have their own laws. They have their own constitution. Then they have the federal constitution. Why can't we apply the same principle in a country of 200 and something million people? You have one person and tell his Inspector General of Police that will care for the problem of 200 and something million people. I mean, how is that possible?
But if you will understand that the state governors and the state government are there, so they can care. I mean, they're not doing anything for their people. It's not just about the president. I think we make an error at times when we focus only on the president. We have the state governors there as well too. We'll get allocation from the federal government. It's across board. It's every state government there also. What do they care for? They don't. They hijack the palliative, the $8 or I don't know how much. What's his name? Soludo was the chief speaker that hijacked the palliative, and you can't. Nobody in the state will say so. You see, this is what we're saying. We have to either local government, state level or federal level. The people have to start to act now. So
I'm not blaming the presidency. When I'm talking about leadership, I'm not talking about honestly 98.99%. I don't blame the presidency.
Thank you for that.
That is not that where when I'm directing my anger, it's not towards the presidency. I'm talking about the people, the senators, the National Assembly, the local government council chairman and chairman. I'm talking about the governors. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, thank you very much. That's a very important point you just highlighted. We're going to have a private chat. Then I will bring you up to speed. And you will be either the secretary of the group that we're about to form. So, Mr. Dag, the floor is yours.
Just a kind of rejoinder to what Madam Ife has said. Yeah, I've listened to.
I'm not mad at you, Daku. Please, I'm not mad at you. First of all,
no, I know. No. See, I'm a lawyer and I'm used to criticism. I do that. That's why I do every day. I practice law. So yeah, good. But you know, perhaps I don't know if for how long you've stayed away from Nigeria. I don't know, but for me, you come across to me, you sound like somebody who has been away for a while. See, I don't do blanket criticism or analysis of political space. I don't do it. I like narrow issues down to what exactly had the problem. Now, if you pick it and say, oh, Nigeria, we don't run democracy at all. So I ask you, what do we run? We run democracy in Nigeria. It's just like you are comparing the democracy in Russia to the one in US. They are not the same democracy. And the two spaces run democracy in Russia. But they are not the same thing. You don't want to compare the democracy they run in South Africa with the one we have in Nigeria? No, they're not the same thing, but they run democracy. Even in China, the communist China today. But what is the striking difference between those spaces I just mentioned now, and the one we have in our place? In our place, we have people who has no direction that have hijacked our government. Okay, and in our space, we are forced to vote for people that ordinarily we won't even vote for. If you want to ask me, is Atiku Tinubu or Peter Obi the best that we can ever produce in Nigeria? I'll say no. There are better people in that space. But because we party system, so we are forced to vote for one of them. You must just vote for one of them, or you don't vote after, or you stay away from whoever you want to vote for. That is the kind of democracy we have in Nigeria. So if that is our home pattern of democracy, you can, within that same system that you have, find a way to reform that system that you have. But to just in a blanket way to say, oh, we don't have democracy, oh, we just upturn the system, oh, we just demolish the system. No. It's just like people that always crave for, let's demolish our constitution. And I'll just laugh. Which country have you ever seen in the world that you just pick their constitution and just throw it to the bin? Who will draft the new constitution for you? 200 million plus people will sit in one hall and draft a new constitution for the country. That's a call for anarchy. That's for an absolutist to think about. But, and if you ask me, we don't, have we fear in some areas? I would say yes. And I keep saying in different platforms, I say, yes, we are fed in some area. I'm not an absolute. I've studied some countries too. And I see what is happening there. I stayed in UK. I've been staying in UK now for almost 10 years. So I understand what is happening in UK. I understand their politics too. I understand the corruption perspective that Transparency International published as at last year by United Kingdom Judiciary. So when you pick my judiciary in Nigeria, and I used to apply in so many foreign platforms where somebody will just come and start catechising Nigerian judiciary. I'll say, well, so I'll just pick one or two from your home country and identify from you in Transparency International. This is what they're saying about your country too. But we don't project it. That's why we think we don't know. So, but should that prevent us from talking about our country? No. We should keep talking about our country. We should keep protesting about things that are wrong in our country. We should keep engaging on things that are wrong in our country. But at the same time, we shouldn't say our country is just a space without democracy. I don't believe that. Then secondly, you mentioned about 200 million Nigeria, that wow, we're too many, we're too big a country. Madam Ify, I don't agree. I don't think Nigeria is too big a country.
Can I say something? Okay, finish.
Okay,
finish.
Yes, I agree with you that we are full of different nations that have different priorities. We have different values and virtues. We have different things that shouldn't even ordinarily bring us together. But I believe in this diversity for me as a one, because it has worked for us before. But under which system of government did it work? Not under the presidential or federal system of government. It worked for us under parliamentary system of government that we were running regional system. It worked. So I will agree with you partly if what you are saying is that let us return to a system that look like that. I know there's no way we can return to regional system. I'm from Ekiti State. You won't tell me now to go to Western region. I'll tell you what kind of nonsense Western region is that when I have my state government already close to me. You want to return the state seat of power to Ibadan. Why? So I won't agree with that. But if there could be something that will be close to that, I will agree to you that let's dismantle this thing we call federal. Let's bring it down to the people. And then if there's any space that I want to leave, let me tell you, I'm a kind of person who believes in self-determination. If there's a space that believe they are ripe enough to live, let them go. So that we have a smaller country to run. But to keep holding that space and say you can't go when majority of them think they should go, for me, I think it's even a call for anarchy from the government. People should be free to live if they want to live. And then lastly, I think you should also make a point on Guinea. My sister, that is not true of the Guinean I know. I don't know, but I would defer to the superior opinion given by your friend. I don't know where that your friend stay in Guinea, but the Guinean I know, they have electricity issue too. In fact, the electricity sector is being run by a Turkish company. I've forgotten his name now. I just put his name recently. It's been run by that Turkish company. And I think as at less than a year ago, they even cut the entire Guinea, they cut their Qatar off completely. There was a blank out completely. So when we're engaging Nigeria, my point is just when we're engaging on Nigerian issues, let's be objective first, let's be strategic, and let's know what exactly do we want to get. And my own, which I keep repeating, is this: we should demand for good governance, and we should be strategic enough about how we are demanding for good governance, but not to pull the house down. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Thank you. If you hold on 1 second, let me re-emphasize to Mr. Dak again that he's gonna be here next time with his camera on, and we'll be going talking about issues of electoral reform, constitutional amendment, policies, and everything. And that is the position we stand. Welcome, CM. We're about to close the service, the church service. You came in during offering time, but we're not going to accept your offering, according to Mr. Dr. Rudolph. But if he after you, let if you finish, then we'll come to you, CM. See if you go ahead.
Dak, let me tell you this, right? We don't have to stay together in order for us to be one country. I want you to understand that. I think we can do better. Even in the country where I live, they still have their issues. We still have the issue of racism. I'm not going to lie to you. It's still very high, just that people are beginning to speak up, and, because of enlightenment, is kind of not that open. But, Trump brought it back. But like I said here, you're from Ekiti, I'm from Anambra. Do you think it's possible for you to come to Anambra and look for a job in the state government house and find a job as an Ekiti boy?
Why
and
not?
Do you think
there are many Yorubas in the East that are working there in the
wait
state
now.
house?
My dear, easier said than done.
No, but they are
I live in the state of Georgia. I can go anywhere.
Okay, let's get some facts clear here now. Are you suggesting that there are no Ekiti State indigenes in the East that are working in, just even one that is working in the government?
If there is, the percentage might be minus.
Okay, so what you saying invariably is
it will be minus.
There's a possibility that they are there. They're there.
There are possibilities that are there, but the question is that a country, that a place I can easily move and say that I got a job in the state?
But we're trying to fix.
We're not telling ourselves the truth. Let us stop petting all these things as if.
No, if you are not petting, we are not petting. I'm not. I don't think it's fair for you to say we're pet. We're facing the reality. I'm a very realist, and I'm not going to. Support any wrong or whatever it is. That's against my policy, against the integrity of this channel. But we're getting there. Sorry, don't let me use the word we're getting there. We want to fix this thing so that we can get there. If it seems you're moving. Oh, you kind of. I thought so. I'll yield the floor back to you, Ify. Thank you.
No, I'm done. CM or any other person, it's fine.
You're done.
That's fine. We're on same point, please. We are.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm just saying to give CM.
Okay.
I'm not mad, Dak. I'm not mad. It's just that it's very frustrating for me. Again, I don't like the country I am living in. I want to go home. I want to freely go to Nigeria, but people want to go home. In the next thing they'll tell you, oh, there is no security. The insecurity. I was in Nigeria last year. Christmas is not how it used to be.
Come to my state. Come to my state. Don't worry.
Come home. Come to Ekiti.
I'll give you security.
Come to Ekiti.
No, Dak, what I'm saying, people didn't come back because of the insecurity. We were all sitting, I said it sometime here, sitting in the compound, talking and eating and laughing, and somebody knock on the door, on the gate. Everybody's eye will be at the gate. Who is that? Who is that? I'm like, what kind of life is this? That's what I'm saying. People are not moving around. You can't drive your big car. Everybody driving Corolla. Somebody dressed well, park their car somewhere, and they will enter keke. Come on. That's what I'm saying. It's just very frustrating. I want to go home. There is no place like home. I love this country called Nigeria. Trust me.
If I assure you, I will take you home myself. Don't worry about that. I assure you, like Momodu assure us. I assure you, like Mahmoud assured us. I see him. The floor is yours. You are muted, CM. CM, you are muted. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Okay. Yeah, thank you, electricity. Good evening. Yes, should be evening. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Actually, what I heard if he say, which I want to sort of put a bit of flesh to it, is this. It is not that when you go to the east, you can see somebody from another state working. The director of planning also in Anambra State is from Oyo State. But how did he get the job? Because he was a youth corper and he did well. And they gave him a state award. And when they give you state award, automatic employment. So from there, he rose up. I served in Kano State. I was given a state award, automatic employment, but I chose because I'm coming down south to plan my way abroad. That's why I left it. The certificate is there. The day I passed out, I had 2 certificates, NYC and then the State Honors Award winner. We are five of us. So such things like that, you may go to Bayelsa, you see somebody from Sokoto working there if he did well, because they normally give people automatic employment. But the fact that Bayelsa or maybe Akwa Ibom, we advertise for level officer, executive officer, level 8, Minister of Information, and you see somebody from Kaduna applying, and blindly they will be taking the person, it doesn't work. We all know this. But if you're a copper, or maybe you're married into the state through your husband or something, so it's not free. We all know this, but that is Nigeria, because what obtains in A obtains in B. That is it. If you want to solve it, we solve it. If you go to Lagos, you see some Igbo people working in their ministry. They ask them, how do they get in there? Some will tell you that they did do service, or maybe for one thing or the other, that they were sick and the governor, Sanwo-Olu or Tinubu in those days, or whoever helped them from sickness. They said, okay, work here to help you because of you had one misfortune or the other. So that is it. The federation Nigeria should run, if we mean federation, because we are fond of making excuses. The federation Nigeria should run is a federation in which the state, I don't want to mention regional or local, just say the federating units, which are the states, will be the people that will be giving money to the federal government and not the other way around. They will be giving money to the federal government to maintain certain services on behalf of the whole country. And these services are, it should not be more than 6, at most 7. I've itemized them. Number 1, defense. By defense, I mean the Navy, Air Force, and Army. Number 2, intelligence and secret service should be maintained by federal. Like all these SSS, SSS is for internal. Then what is it called? The other one, CIS or CIA. I mean, DIA, Department of Internal something. Okay, there's one for external. I can't remember the name. So 1 internal, 1 external. Then the other one, number 3, is diplomacy and foreign service. All the embassies abroad will be maintained by the federal, and diplomatic missions, sending ambassadors. Number 4 is immigration and passport control. All of us will have the same passport, and then identity, like all those in federal government, will maintain it. Number 5 is banking and currency regulation. The central bank should be centrally maintained to issue currency and regulate currency, and then fix interest and the exchange, and determine the terms of trade. Then number 6 is national guard and border control, whereby our borders will be policed, and then there should be a national issue. These are the things they will maintain. Federal police will be only at the one in Abuja will be the one that federal government maintains. The one in all the other states, the state will maintain them. Therefore, having said all this, I've removed education, I've removed health, I've removed roads, and because you've given federal government these 6 major key areas to handle, it means that the job you're giving to states are much, and then to whom much is given, much is expected. Therefore, you should expect the state to control the resources, and then give to the federal to run all this. That's how it is done. It is done. Zamfara, mine your gold. Maybe you keep 60%, bring 40 to the center. Ekiti or Ondo, mine your bitumen, keep whatever. Bayelsa, mind your oil. Anambra, if it's coal you have. Dino Melaye is campaigning for Kogi State. He said he listed so many minerals in Kogi. What are they waiting there for? Do you know that lithium is in Kaduna? And lithium is one of the most expensive minerals in the world. Lithium is in Kaduna. So these are the things. When we do it, you now find out that if you are born in a rural area, you can't go beyond your state capital to find your level because that is where you belong to. The federal government is to maintain what unites us. So when
Okay,
they do it, yes,
yeah, I'm
please.
sorry
So
for
when they
interjecting. Let me put you a little bit on the spot because
yeah,
earlier we said the people we should it's down to us.
yeah,
This state you mentioned with mineral resources, they have
yeah,
governors as well there. Don't you
yeah,
think that the people there now should be the one to tackle this issue with their legislators and their governors?
yeah. Well, I think the question before that one should be: are the states allowed to exploit all the minerals in their place? Is it not the federal government that has them? So
And
until
as the state
so
has the power to
no no
challenge the federal government in the court
uh,
of law.
exactly. So that is until that is done. Is that not what they've been clamoring for since? Because they say it's 68 items. Ask anybody. Till today we are talking. Is the okay? Do you think that the people of Bayelsa, like Edwin Clark, is crying? He's saying that look at our crude oil. That because of our crude oil, the people that own oil wells, he mentioned it in his biography. It's only Lulu Briggs. He said it's only one person Lulu Briggs is having oil well. The rest are having oil. The oil wells are controlled by people from at least outside the Niger Delta, like he said it. I don't want to mention states. So they are not happy. And when there is flooding in Bayelsa, people left them. They were waiting for federal emergency. When they will have money and do it themselves, without Ogoni controlling their oil, nowhere they can clean Ogoni for the next 100 years because that place is devastated. I don't like it. So what I'm saying is this is the way it should be. Even in the UK here, do you know that in the UK here, they are more like Scotland? The currency you use in Scotland, the currency used in Scotland, they call it Scottish pound. They issue their own currency. Scotland, education system in Scotland, in UK, bachelor's degree after A level takes you 3 years. Say BSc economics. In Scotland, it's 4 years. They don't do A level. They do it in between O and A. There's a way they do it. You graduate in some courses. You graduate with masters instead of bachelor. So they run their own. In the UK, in England, you park your car. In a hospital. You pay. In Scotland, you don't pay. In England, if you go to the pharmacy for prescription, they give you a drug, you pay. In Scotland, this is free. So people are free to, that is what in fact, they are running the real federation in UK. And nobody, because they have to develop. So in Nigeria, that is what they should do. First of all, that will guarantee the peace we want. Knowing that whatever Oshobo, okay, Osun State, can you believe that a state like Kogi and the Osun are one of the poorest in terms of, if you look at their budget? But they have all this mineral. Oshobo has got gold. Why can't they mine their gold? Moved, if it's 50, we agree, or 40 or 60, we agree on the percentage. But let it be that they are mining it such that instead of a commissioner for finance from Oshobo going to Abuja to go and collect a check, it will be a case of commissioner for finance at Oshobo remitting money, say federal government, this is central bank, I've given our own 50% for the month or for the 2 months. That's what it should be. That's what they call federation, because all of us we develop at our own pace. I know
CM,
that I'm from Anambra. We haven't got crude oil as much as Bayelsa, or
CM,
as much as I'm coming. As much, let me not lose my thought. As much as Akwa Ibom, we haven't got gold. Some states, but let it bring the peace so that you not make you to look in west. A state like across River Mines, okay, we have other things. Let us develop it and pay. Lagos State with all their coastal area can say they can go do anything. All they know is that bring what you want to the center. That is what they should do. The north, that's what they call a Goshenite. Electricity, Google it. Goshenite, 1 kg, $1,500. It sells more than crude oil. $1,500. It's in Inguru. A white man told me about this. Do you know what they use it for? It's one of the key things you need in pharmaceutical. The countries that have it, Goshenite, the countries that have it are America, Brazil. They are not up to 10 countries in the world where you see Goshenite. And it's very important. A company in Korea was telling me about it, that they have an order from a pharmaceutical company in Canada to manufacture certain things for them, but they need to get it from Nigeria. It's asking me. I said, I don't know until I Google it. And there's a company, they are doing it illegally. So when you say Yobe, Nguru is in Yobe State. If I mention Yobe now, they say one of the poorest states in Nigeria. But they have this because they are stealing it. Why can't you devolve all this, do it, and then develop your? If you don't want to develop your place, or you feel that you can steal it, it's up to you. But you cannot use because of Nguru and then hold Edo State backwards. That's what we are saying. So this is what Nigeria should do. First, it will guarantee peace. Secondly, you develop at your own pace. And we now know what we are. So that if you are doing anything, you know that, look, this is what we have. Like what electricity is asking me. That is when you now descend on your state. That is when you now descend, say, look, because we have the full right to mine it. You don't have to blame federal government anymore. And the rush to become president cannot be that attractive so much anymore that you have to kill, you have to bribe the judges. After all, what are you controlling? You wait for the money from the states. In Germany, it's like that. In Brazil, they run federalism. I don't think every month they go to Berlin, the state of Schleswig-Holstein. We go to Berlin to go and collect a check with which to work. That's why Bavaria is richer.
Let me ask you a question. Are you, all these things you are saying, are you sure they don't know it in Nigeria? They don't know how democracy works? Or they just want to do it?
That is the thing. You see, that's electricity. You know that we are poor because we want to be poor. Do you know that? Do you know? I don't know whether you people know all this. It take Dave Umahi, but I'm still saying, is it true? But he said it in a press conference that they import bitumen as Minister for Works because he was reviewing the contract. He said, how can Nigeria be importing bitumen to tar road in Nigeria? Maybe you are tarring road from Lagos to Shagamu or Lagos to Benin, only to pass through Ore. And the Ondo State has the second largest deposit of bitumen in the world after Canada. How can Nigeria be importing bitumen when bitumen is in Ondo State? The gold in Ilesha, who are they keeping it for?
See, I can tell that they never imported anything. They just put the paper that they imported. They never imported anything.
Then that is what
corruption.
I'm saying.
It is corruption.
That is what they said.
Gentlemen and a lady. CM, 1 second. Gentlemen and a lady. CM, I'm drawing out a plan. I have my number on the private chat, so you can copy it. And I'm drawing out a plan, and we will get this thing working. It's down to the people. You will see my number there. Check if it's there before.
No,
before
it's not there. You have to put it there. No, maybe okay. I've not entered before.
Okay, you've not entered. Sorry, I will.
Okay, necessity. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, that I've just put it there again, CM. So
let me ask you a question. Okay. With all
go ahead.
We are talking now, right?
Yeah.
One thing I think is the major problem of Nigeria is the mindset. If we cannot change our thinking, the way we reason things, the way we see things, the way we love money, Nigeria is not going to, no matter what you are going to do. And like I said,
Mr. Blackstone, that is what we are doing. You can see me appealing to Ife. I'm even on my knees begging Ife. Even
buy her a pizza.
I'm even on my knees begging Ife. That is the purpose. That is the purpose, to change mindset. An Irish playwright said that those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything. And it's not down to the mindset. So we're going. It's not easy to win. I thought I've won Ife over, but sadly I've not done a good job.
Another question, right? We're talking about making change to the constitution, right? In the Buhari, the last parliament, right? I think they proposed 44 amendments to the constitution, right? And they sent these amendments to the states because according to the Nigerian constitution, I think 23 states or 24 states have to accept the amendment because it can become accepted as a law, but it can be applied. So one of the crucial things that we'll always be talking about, state police. Do you know that most of the states rejected it? So that's also one of the issue. When we are talking on TV all the time, it goes to the state to react or to accept these changes they are bringing. They will reject it. Why are they rejecting state police? So that's up to, so first of all, are we going to change the requirement of having amendment to the constitution without going to the state, or can we reduce the number of states that we accept that amendment so that it can become a law and be applied to the constitution? So that's some of the things we have to look into. Because if we are crying that the state police is crucial in Nigeria, and now there were amendment that there were proposal to amend that law in the constitution, and most of the states rejected it. I think about 5 states or 6 states that approved it, or 7 states. All the other states rejected it. So what do we do in that case?
Mr. Blackstone, I think there is a great understanding that it's down to the people. So if some states are rejecting it, some states are accepting it, you can see that the problem is down to the people. We've not acted.
Yeah.
I will bring this meeting to a close, and we will meet again. CM, I assure you, you will have the floor all day to talk in the next meeting. You have my number. Give me a call.
What if I don't have time? What if I'm busy with something else? But let me say this.
You create time.
Okay, yes.
Yes, given the platform. Yes, given the platform.
It's true. Let me tell you this, because of what Blackstone said in terms of amending constitution. Kingsley Moghalu and the Showore, when they were running in 2019, do you know what they said? Why I knew? He said they are running to reduce the power of the presidency. That when they get in, they reduce the power. That all this responsibility they give, they will say, look, henceforth, if we submit a bill to National Assembly, say, look, this should not be presidency again. Because some people think that presidency accumulating this power, you like it. So Moghalu was saying, I don't even want it. He said, I want just few. It was from him I learned all these 6 items. He said, this is what the presidency should be busy at the federal. Let the state handle all those small something, primary school, secondary school, education, health, dispensary, general hospital.
Yeah, you can sorry for it. You can see why you are talking if he is praying in tongues.
So that is it.
Ladies and gentlemen and a lady, I will bring this show to an end. We shall meet again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.